It's time for Wisconsin race fans to gather round. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show. Thanks for joining us for our 41st consecutive season. We are your destination for news and interviews from NASCAR, the Upper Midwest, and within the Wisconsin racing scene. The Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
I love that sound. Hope you do too. We're hanging out with you live on a Tuesday night at LD's Barbecue in East Troy. That beautiful noise you hear is one of the Gildan Racing super late models that Dalton's here actually raced to victory Saturday night in the ASA Midwest Tour Race. You don't mind that show the whole time, do you? You don't mind that sound the whole time, do you? Okay, just checking. We have a great show planned for you. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We're at a Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show at LD's Barbecue in East Troy. Easy to find off of I-43. Look up LD's in East Troy. Find them on Facebook. Find them here. It's bike night. Shelly Mack and the reunion is starting to play in a few moments here in front of the house. We got bikes rolling in. We have race cars to show you as well. We have race drivers on the show. We have a gentleman coming all the way, on his way to Tomah for the 50th running of the Budweiser Super Nationals in Tomah. National Tractor Pull Association is celebrating a granddaddy. This is the Indy 500 of tractor pulls. It's this weekend in Tomah, Wisconsin. Doc Riley's joining us as well. We also have John Beal and Dalton Zier, drivers of these beautiful Gildan racing machines. They're hanging out with us for the next 30 minutes, okay, 90 minutes, whatever it is. We're hanging out with you as well. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We also want to tell you, we have Joel Crowbridge here who brought his dirt modified. I could ask you where he races it, but he doesn't know until Friday afternoons where he's racing that weekend. So we'll get an update from Joel as well, who brought along his pal Colin Skinjaleski, who's been with us for many years, displaying his car at our Danny Lynch Road shows. Colin's here with his IMCA stock car. He's been racing that all year long for new car for him. So we'll talk to Colin as well and making his Racing Roundup Show debut. Quinn McCabe's on the way as well. He's the president of the Badger Midgets. Brian Peterson is here tonight as well. He won back-to-back races in the Badger Midgets. First time he's done that as a newly retired Greendale Fire Department individual. So great to see that. And if you can't see the big Gildan trailer and the American flag and all that other stuff, you can see Tommy Coolcat Colburn's LD's Barbecue sponsored sprint car. He's racing the IRA Bumper to Bar Outlaw Sprint Series. He always races World of Outlaws, and Coolcat will be on the show with us as well. Looking forward to having Tommy on the show as well with his dad Rod. Great stories and interest. I want to tell you that there's some intrigue here that I want to get into about how do you get great sponsors like that team continues to get in motorsports as they race in the IRA sprint cars as well as racing the Badger Midgets and do all the great things they get to do, including racing with the World of Outlaws July 11 and 12 at Wilmot Raceway when they come to town once again. We also welcome racer Russ Blakely and his Benson Valley Bourbon to our show as our official roadshow sponsor. Benson Valley Bourbon is distilled in Frankfort, Kentucky with distillery roots dating back to 1936. It's located 2.5 miles from the world-renowned Buffalo Trace Distillery on Benson Creek, where the unsurpassed clear Milestone water is paired with the finest ingredients to produce a superior whiskey. I mentioned we're at LD's Barbecue hanging out with you. I think I'd mentioned all the drivers that are going to be on the show. We have a special guest host joining us. We'll keep that a secret for now. But right now, let's welcome in with a big round of applause the man in charge of LD's, LD himself, Leon from LD's Barbecue. How you doing, Leon?
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Great. Now
good.
He's threatened to smoke your butt. That's a phrase. That's a phrase.
That's a phrase.
We will smoke your butt.
We finish all our commercials and ads and stuff with that. It's kind of fun.
Thanks for having us on Bike Night. This is amazing.
This is awesome. I love it. I love seeing the cars. It reminds me of when I used to go to dirt track stock car racing with my dad back in the 70s. It was awesome.
Did you go to tracks around here, or were you living somewhere else?
No, we were living down in southern Missouri. Well, by Lebanon, Missouri.
Yeah. Yep.
That's where we would go to see them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So you might have seen the Wallace brothers at some point racing.
Maybe.
When it comes to racing here, we love all forms of racing. And I know when I say, hey, we're going to LD's, people are like, ooh, pick me something up.
Yeah.
You have award-winning barbecue and sauces and rubs. It's amazing to know how good your food is and how well-known it is. I didn't know how well-known it was in the racing community, so I'm glad we're kind of bringing everybody together.
Well, we've been very, very fortunate. We actually, one of the biggest things, there's two big stories. One was we were in Food and Wine magazine in 2018. And the other one was a family was stuck here. They couldn't get an Uber back to the airport. And I'm like, oh, my God, I don't have to drive to General Mitchell. But it turns out they wanted to go down here to the East Troy airport.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's better. And so on the ride down, he says, how did you get so well known in the aeronautical community? And I'm like, I don't know. And he said, well, I live in Washington, D.C. I was told if I was ever flying across country to stop in East Troy and get gas at the airport and get food at LD's. And I'm like, wow, that was amazing. And for a guy who lives in D.C.,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I don't doubt it 1 ounce because the food here is amazing. Your staff is amazing. I was here, I think, for a meeting at 9 in the morning. You opened at 11. I think I ordered my food at 10:58, and by the time I got my food and sat down and took my first bite, there were probably 25 people in line, first responders, firemen, entire construction crews.
Yeah.
They know where to come before it runs out. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of neat that you have that kind of clientele.
We've been very fortunate. And, you know, I know a lot of restaurants and places probably say this, but, you know, I get to know things about people that come here that makes me happy and makes me feel like they become friends, and even some more than friends, I mean, like family. And that's the way it should be. Anybody can get someone to come to their restaurant the first time. I want them to come every time.
And I know one visit I had with you, you were busy loading up the van to go take it to an event and cater it. You guys do a lot of that too.
Catering, yes, sir.
Hundreds of people, 10 people, does it matter?
No, we like to have, like, if we're going to go and serve, we like it to have 40, 50 people. We've had up to 500.
Wow.
Yeah. 500.
So you have, and I suggest taking the sampler. There's 2 sizes of the sampler. You will be not disappointed with either one. There's half a chicken, 2 pounds of sausage, brisket. You've got, obviously, awesome sides.
Yeah.
What other meat am I missing?
Coleslaw.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Brisket, chicken, pork, ribs, and sausage.
Yes. Oh, awesome.
The chicken is my favorite thing on the menu. And people come in and I get chicken all the time. I said, nah, you don't get this chicken. This chicken is my favorite thing.
You are right. And when it comes to the sides, you got it going on. You have specials. You have meatloaf once in a while.
Meatloaf on Wednesdays.
Yep. And they have burnt ends. When is that?
Burnt ends is where you cut the point off of the brisket. We do the Packer brisket, which has the point and the flat. And we separate the point from the flat, cut it into about 1 inch, 1.25 inch squares. Put a little bit of barbecue sauce on it, a little bit of rub, and we put it back in the smoker so that it gets that sauce caramelized on it, and it really becomes like candy at that point.
Oh, man. And if you want, just back up your pickup truck because you'll want to get some of the – they don't have baked beans here. That's not a side they offer here. It's called ribs and beans.
Ribs and beans.
Yes.
We chop up rib meat and put it in.
Oh, man. It is amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's been fun having us have a time here. Now, this Tuesday night bike night, how long has this been going on?
19. So.
Yeah, 5 years, 4 years, 5 years.
6 years.
6 years, yeah.
6 years.
I can't do math.
No, that's okay. I can't either. It started then, and it's still going now. So that's
awesome.
that's all that's important.
So you have bands every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Bikes are welcome every Tuesday. We've got cars and car show here. Come on out with whatever you think is cool to drive.
Yeah, we just get the cars on this side, and then the bikes have all that parking lot over there. We started trying to do it on a Thursday, but it got too confusing because we were open for regular business and we had things blocked and people were doing crazy U-turns out there. And Tuesday's a good day to do it because the cars don't expect to come into the lot.
Well, it's a great day for us. We have racers to talk to. We've got a race car lot full over here. We've got racers and fans hanging out with us here at LD's Barbecue. And I'll tell you what, we're coming back in August on your final night. So there's every Tuesday between now and August 26th. Find LD's Barbecue as your destination. Of course, turn on the show on your favorite device and come out here and enjoy the band.
You bet.
You can use multiple things, right? Bring it on the mobile or watch it on demand. It's just fun.
And the band, the music is free.
Yeah.
And we have great bands here. Tonight we have Shelly Mack and the Moan. Next week we have Russ Bucket. Coming up later in the year, we're going to have
you have Bella Kane coming, right? Don't you?
Bella Kane got rained out the first night.
All right. Okay.
Bella Kane got rained out, but we're going to have some great bands. It'll be good.
So if we didn't whet your appetite enough to come here and eat, come on down and join us for the cool show. Plenty of cold beverages. Yes, I know it's a little humid on the humid side, but it's not as humid as you think. We're in East Troy, where it's always cool.
It's nothing like yesterday or the day before.
Nope. And nothing like the kitchen you're in every day.
No.
Making award-winning barbecue. How about a big hand for Leon from LD's, everybody? Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for being part of our show.
You bet.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
It's been wonderful to have Leon part of our program. We're going to take a commercial break. Back with more on this edition of the Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show. The Racing Roundup Show carries on from East Troy at LD's Barbecue in a moment.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Hey there, this is Leon from LD's Barbecue. Open Wednesday through Sunday in East Troy. Not only do we serve your favorites every day, but we also provide catering for graduations, weddings, office parties, and more. Stop in and try our award-winning food, sauces, and rugs. Check us out on Facebook for daily specials. LD's Barbecue in East Troy. Remember, we'll smoke your butt.
Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground is your destination for relaxation and fun. There's a full-service bar and restaurant with 54 campsites with full hookups, all less than a mile from the beautiful Wolf River. It's where the locals go in Fremont, Wisconsin. It's also home to the Midwest Mower Racing Club. All roads lead to Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground in Fremont, Wisconsin. Visit their Facebook page for live entertainment and lawnmower racing schedules. Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground.
Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable. Life is full of questions. Is the presentation ready for work tomorrow? Why is there so much traffic at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday? Are your in-laws visiting this weekend or next? You've got plenty of things to worry about. Whether your car will start shouldn't be one of them. With an outrageously dependable battery under your hood, you can cross one of those questions off your list, which gives you time to answer more things like,
Are we there yet?
Interstate Batteries, delivering the most trustworthy source of power to the world since 1952.
Jiffy Lube has locations across Wisconsin to serve you. Visit jiffylube.com to locate your store and to find the latest coupons and promotional offers. You're greeted by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Grab a water or coffee and know you and your vehicle are in good hands. Windshield wipers, new tires, and alignments are a few of the many services offered. Jiffy Lube proudly features Pennzoil. There's a whole lot more than no appointment drive-up oil changes at Jiffy Lube. Welcome to personalized car care. Wisconsin race fans, find your store at jiffylube.com.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our show. It's the Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show. We're hanging out in East Troy at LD's Barbecue. Easy to find on Highway 20, just off of I-43, the Rock Freeway, we like to call it. Hey, if you're looking to sell or buy a commercial property or home, choose Rapina Group, Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. List and buy with confidence. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Not all realtors are the same. Hire knowledge. Hire the Rapina Group to sell your home, get your deal done. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Choose Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty and sell your house with the Rapina Group. Visit rapinagroup.com. We want to thank and recognize these show sponsors and supporters. Please support them as well. Their logos are on our website as well. Tomorrow is your deadline to get a nice rebate on your brand new Gravely zero-turn mower at Olson's Outdoor Power in Muskego. olsonsoutdoorpower.com. All inventories online as well as a great part selection. But get to the showroom in Muskego. Tomorrow's your final day to get in on some Gravely rebates that you'll be really happy with when you want to get that new zero-turn in your driveway and in your yard. Tomorrow's the deadline to buy that new Gravely mower, zero-turn at Olson's Outdoor Power in Muskego. We also want to thank and recognize the pros at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th and Drexel for all your automotive repairs. Also, thanks to Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin. They bring us our NASCAR report each week. They have a battery for every need. Visit interstatebatteries.com. It's now time to shine the spotlight on this week's Anderson's Maple Syrup Racing Drivers. Anderson's is a proud sponsor and supporter of World of Outlaw racers Bill Baylog and modified pilot Jason Gross. What a great run Bill Baylog had at the Houston Nationals over the weekend. The Houston Highbank Nationals. He won one Grand Prelim, 10 grand. He then led a bunch of laps in the other two races that paid big money. He went over $100,000 in 3 nights of racing in Houston, South Dakota. He finished second to Buddy Kofoid twice. Congrats to the entire 17B team, proudly sponsored by Anderson's Maple Syrup. And you are welcome to join them this Saturday, June 28th at Anderson's Maple Syrup headquarters in Cumberland, Wisconsin. That's a meet and greet the stars. Then watch Bill Baylog take on the World of Outlaws at Cedar Lake Speedway this Saturday. That's an invite for you and anyone listening and watching now to head to Cumberland, Wisconsin to hang out with the friends noon to 2 on Saturday. A little get-together at the HQ before they go racing at Cedar Lake Speedway this coming Saturday. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. It's time for Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup Spotlight on a couple of drivers that are used to winning races. Matter of fact, they're winning a bunch. 5 in a row, as a matter of fact. We're hanging out with you in a Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show in East Troy at LD's Barbecue. They brought their race cars, they brought their hauler, they brought the fun. Let's welcome in John Beal and Dalton Zier, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Spotlight drivers for a reason. I know you won Saturday night the ASA Midwest Tour race at a track you know very well, Norway Speedway. Dalton, how big was that win for you guys?
It was big. I mean, we had a really good car all day, having a home track, old home track advantage, I would say. A lot of experience as a driver, knowing what the car needs and needs to do to win there. And that definitely comes in big when you go to these big races. It's a tough field of cars, and it's hard to win, so you got to have your A game.
2018 champion of the series, as well as his 6th victory in the series. When it comes to Norway Speedway, you said you kind of knew what you wanted in the car no matter what you've driven there over 100 times.
Yes.
When did that feel come to fore? Was it you were in the lead, or when you were like maybe back in 3rd and 4th and kind of waiting your turn?
We had a really good car in practice. We didn't change a whole lot throughout the day, and it was really hot. So we didn't really chase the car very much in practice, knowing that the track was going to change when it cooled off. It didn't cool off as much as I thought it would, and I was a little bit on the loose side, but that restart with 52, I was able to cool off my rear tires a little bit, and then I took better care of them in the second half, and the car was perfect then. If I took care of the rears, it was turning just right.
That race is live stream. You can also watch it on demand on Track TV, tracktv.com, to find out where all the ASA Midwest Tour races are happening. John Beal joining us as well. You're on streams a bunch because you're winning a bunch too. Talk about this 5-in-a-row streak you guys are on, John.
Yeah, since we were in Upper Michigan, we decided to stay over the night in Iron Mountain and went up to Marquette, Michigan, to Sand Speedway, which I had never been to before. And went up there, did a clean sweep, had fast time in qualifying, won the heat race, and won the feature. So that makes it 5 in a row. Dalton won the time before when we went up to Norway, and then I won the Trickle 99 in Plover, and then also a Marshfield weekly race.
We have the pleasure of having Bill Holland join us, and he travels a lot in the area you got to race in. You just mentioned a couple races Bill was at and covered your big win at Marshfield. It's got to be kind of cool knowing that the competition's there and the coverage is getting there too for you guys.
Yeah, streaming is big for all of our sponsors. We have national sponsors like Gildan, First Business Bank, American Apparel. So it's kind of neat whether they're in Canada or Barbados or anywhere across the world. They can just tune into a website like tracktv.com and watch it.
Yeah. I'll also like to remind you that CW18Milwaukee.com is streaming our show on Saturdays. Our CW18 Milwaukee show is Saturdays 11:30 to noon. Now you can watch it live across the world in Barbados on CW18Milwaukee.com. So that's kind of a neat new twist of things. As we go forward here on the Racing Roundup show, I do want to talk more about when he's not driving, he's the crew chief for him. Yeah. When he's not driving, he's the crew chief for him. So this is a unique dynamic now. How many years has this been where you guys are cooking that way and making it work?
Well, at the beginning we tried to do 2 at a time. And trying to crew chief and drive for both our roles is a lot. And we had one day that we should have probably won a race, and instead we had 2 third-place cars. So then we switched into we're going to focus on 1 car at a time and go for the win every time. And I feel like we've really hit our stride. And if we can keep, racing's very unpredictable. But right now we feel great. I mean, we're 5 in a row right now, so we're going to keep doing this.
Jim, the first time we went up to Norway for the Auto Value Round 1.
Oh, yeah.
We finished 1-2 in qualifying and the feature.
Wow.
He decided.
So you do play occasionally, say 2 cars in the same night.
This is the first time back at 2 cars in like 4 years, I think.
Yeah. He was the last to qualify, and I had went out, and I had fast time all the way until he was the last one to go out. And I went up, and I told him it'd be smart if he didn't go out and qualify.
Yeah.
He said he didn't hear me, so he went out and beat me.
When drivers put their helmets on, it's like, I was in the red mode. I was going, and he had to tell me like 6 times he stuck his head in the window. I'm like, when? I'm like, when did you talk to me?
You mentioned sponsorship and the schedule you keep. It's amazing to know how good your stuff is every time you roll out of the hauler. Your shop's in Verona, Wisconsin. I visited the shop, but in reality, you guys do a lot to get every car prepared. How do you determine your schedule? I imagine the ASA Midwest Tour is some of the races. Norway, of course, getting there before you run a point show for the Midwest Tour is important. What kind of scheduling do you guys put forth in the off-season and as the season goes on?
Yeah, it's tough because we want to do more.
Yeah.
We'd love to go racing every day. We've learned in racing, unfortunately, there's never enough. we'd love to do it every day, but it takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of hours in the shop by Dalton. He does a great job. The support of the whole crew, but unfortunately they have jobs. You know, we left Saturday morning at 6 a.m. We got home Sunday night about 11:30. They all get up, go to work. So unfortunately there's never enough, so we just pick where we're good. You know, we pick where he's good. You know, if you got a good horse, you run him. Yeah. So we pick where he's good, we pick where I'm good, and that's where we go race.
So we had the pleasure of having Mark Martin, the NASCAR Hall of Famer, on our show, promoting the fact that he was going to be at Madison International Speedway in early May in celebration of the Joe Shear Classic. He said, I'm going to see my buddy Dalton. I said, tell me more. He said, well, Dalton and I were neighbors in Florida. How cool was that, visiting with your old neighbor Mark and catching up on your Bandolero days to hanging out with him in May at Madison?
It was really great. I mean, you know, you always go down memory lane and everything else. His son Matt and I were really good friends. My brother Eric, we'd play after school every day for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. We all raced, and we raced Bandoleros together at Orlando Speed World, and then trucks against each other, and we remained friends through all of it. When Mark came up, I got Matt's number again, and him and I have been staying in touch since, you know, just visiting, and it was really good to see Mark, and I guess he's going to go on tour for his book pretty soon, and his son Matt's going to come with, who helped write the book. And I look forward to seeing them up here in the Midwest next summer.
So we found out on our show that Mark Martin actually came to the upper Midwest to race more often from Arkansas. He said, I can run 4 or 5 times a week. That's a month's time where I race in Arkansas. I never did ask you. You were in Florida at one point, and then he said, hey, I want to go up to UP and race with Gene Coleman. What made that decision to race here in Wisconsin for you to move, Dalton, at a young age?
It was the same reason. You could come up, Gene advertised the Midwest as being able to come up here and run 5 nights a week. And at the time, Florida really had an issue with yellows. I mean, they've gotten better, but at the time, I got good at dodging wrecks.
So you're talking like dodgeball with a race car, not getting involved in something.
When I first started Supers, it was, you know, I mean, the attrition was really, really high, and there was a lot of wrecks. I came up here, and guys aren't rubbing on each other, and you could run your car 4 or 5 nights a week, and you still can. I mean, we were talking about it on the way home from Marquette. We were dreaming up a 5 nights in a row situation where we go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, looking for a Monday show right now. We're like, we got to find a Monday show.
Oh, boy.
But anyways, the Midwest is still some of the best racing in the country as far as I'm concerned, and you hear a lot of these Hall of Famers and great racers say the same, so it has to be true.
We're hanging with a bunch of racers here at LD's Barbecue. It's a great place in East Troy. Where can we follow you guys on your schedule when it comes to social, and where you guys are racing next, John?
Yeah, if you go on bealracing.com, that'll have our schedule and links to all of our social media.
Yep. Beal Racing, that's Beale Racing, and I know Gildan Racing's got a great presence as well, and great to know the sponsors continue to be rewarded with victories, guys. Congrats on the great season thus far.
Thank you.
How about a big hand for John Beal and the other Gildan driver. Dalton's here for joining us here on the Racing Roundup Show. Okay, we've got a special guest host right now joining us. He comes from way far away, 5 minutes down the road, and the admission for becoming a co-host on the show is bring your race car, show it off at LD's Barbecue. Oh, no, by the way, be sponsored by Benson Valley Bourbon. Let's welcome in Jeff Storm to the show, Brett. Thanks, co-host, for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Guys. Yeah, so I am sponsored by Benson Valley Bourbon and a host of others, but I just want to talk about Benson Valley and a little bit of their history and just kind of shine some light on what's going on.
It's kind of new to us, but it's a racer propelling this forward that we've seen race before.
Yes, absolutely. We call him Captain Spectacular. We all know him, Russ Blakely. It's amazing. He picked up roots and moved to Kentucky years ago, and he bought a property down there, and it turned out it was a distillery back in the day. So I'll give you a little history. It was the Old Kennebec was the original name of the distillery, which was started in 1936. Russ has trademarked Old Kennebec and will be coming out with a release called Old Kennebec. 21 Brands Distillery was the name of the distillery when it closed down in 1977. So Russ, being the racer he is, so let me back up a little bit. In the 70s, Kennebecs were huge into racing, USAC in particular.
Okay.
That car you and I talked about.
Yeah.
Russ found the owner and found this car, USAC car, and he now has that in the gift shop.
So it's a USAC big car,
Yep.
number 21 for 21 hands, and that car will be in the lobby.
Yeah, it's in the gift
At
shop. Yep,
Benson Valley Bourbon.
Yeah, right in the valley there. So, yeah, pretty cool for him to find that. It was by chance, and they're hanging out, and now he owns it. So, pretty neat. Pretty proud of him to do what he's done, and super proud to have them, on our race team and supporting what we do.
Big time.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Just moving along here, they just landed a distributor down in Kentucky, which is called Heritage Wines and Spirits, and they are diligently working to get up here in the Midwest. So anybody from Badger Liquor listening, watching, they've reached out, emailed, called, just having a tough time trying to get the brand up here so you could actually buy that in your liquor store, at your local bar, your favorite establishment. So pretty neat deal. With all the racing history and the distillery behind it, it just fits Old Captain Spectacular perfect, So
Yep.
pretty neat to see him do this and watch what's going on.
And he's still racing.
Yeah. He's got the truck. They had a little tough luck. James ran it at Madison, and what did James tell me? 30-some years of racing, never put a clip on. I'm like, ooh, you cursed yourself. So we got to put a clip on the truck now.
Yep.
But that's the way it goes. So if you want to know more, go to BensonValleyBourbon.com is the website, and as well as on Facebook, follow Benson Valley Bourbon.
Yep.
We want to get that page up to 1,500 followers, so anybody here, jump on there, give them a follow, give them a like. And, they're supporting the show, they're supporting us, so do what we can to support them back. So
It's on the hood of your car as well.
Absolutely, the hood of our car, on my T-shirt.
Right.
It's on just about everything we got.
We're not going to give Jeff's shirt away, but we have a few of those to go away after the show for our audience here at LD's. Now, as a co-host, I didn't give you much time to prepare.
No, you didn't. Not at all.
They all race super late models together, and they didn't know it. John didn't know it. Dalton didn't know it until they sat down with me saying, what's going on? So while we're doing this, doing the interview, and we're going to have a special guest host at some point. I'm like, oh, boy. So, Jeff, I do want to toss it to you as they do on the news desk. What questions do you have for our guests here at the Race Roundup Show, sponsored by Benson Valley Bourbon?
Well, these two guys, I've raced against both of them a lot. Him more than him, I think. I don't know, but it's been a long time. But so congratulations on your win, your Midwest Tour win. Everybody wants to know, what gear were you running?
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
How much stagger? What was the right front spring? Bump stop package.
636, red, blue stop. I don't. It's all as well as I do that you could get 90% of a guy's setup. And it's not going to work unless you have that last 10%.
To be fair, when I seen your name on the list, which I knew I would, Dalton's got a lot of laps around Norway.
Yeah.
And pretty cool. I fully expected you to get that done, and congratulations to you and your team.
The tough part about that is that when everybody else expects it, it's like, man, I don't know.
No pressure here.
Yeah, it's like, these are tough. It's not easy, it never is. You know that. I know that. But
no pressure there, right?
Yeah.
So was it a pretty clean race? Or
Very clean. I think there were 2 yellows. One was a single car spin. The other was a car spin and then contact. But there was no massive yellows or anything, which was good. I mean, they were dropping their rights off in the dirt plenty.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah.
Do you still get the right rear off on the backstretch, spray all the spotters?
Yeah, it was all good until a heat race, and then all of a sudden there was, everybody was running wider, and it was narrow up there for the guy on the outside.
First time in 10 years for the series to go there. A Midwest Tour race there past Saturday night at Norway Speedway in the UP, a track you know very well. At what point did you say, okay, these guys have maybe caught up to me? Because they're so good. The Midwest Tour guys and gals, they catch on quick.
The second that you unloaded, it's like, okay, well, we're 6th on the board. You know what I mean? It's like that. The second you get there, the only thing that saves you about being a local is that you usually have better line discipline. Like, you go to Jefferson. Casey Johnson's going to run the perfect line the whole time, even if his car's not right.
Right.
And he's going to migrate to the front because of. Mm-hmm. But, as out-of-towner, you go there, it's like, well, I'm just going to push it harder and see if this works. And it's like, well, the right front's gone. There goes Casey. You know what I mean? And it's like, so Norway was my track where it's like line discipline. And, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, what's your home track, Jeff?
I don't know if I have one anymore. It's probably the Dells anymore these days.
Yeah, true. There's a lot of races there to go to.
Was Lake Geneva, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's where I came from.
We're not too far from there, are we?
No, right down there.
It's a farmer's field. You can finally maybe see the silo, and that's about it.
I can't even drive by there.
Right.
It's a shame, but everything changes.
So, co-host, any other questions you have? Maybe John can find you a couple $1 million at the sponsor.
Right,
He's pretty good at it.
That would be great.
He's got a bank.
He's very good at it.
He can tap in the bank anytime. He's got the keys. He's got the passcode to the safe, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I can write you a check. It might be for a couple years from now. But
I love it. So are you guys still on, I know the new body, but still 5-star bodies, I assume?
Correct.
Yeah. Absolutely. Good to see. Good to see.
We're not far from there either, are we?
No, we're not. Twin Lakes is right down the road here, so we are in the stomping grounds. I know you guys run the new body, no old bodies. I run the old body. You guys run the new body. Mm-hmm. I run the old body just because when I switched to that, the rules were a little different. Now with this, that's a good, kind of an interesting thing. Do you think that's where we need to migrate to the new body, or should we keep it like it is, or what do you guys think?
Well, when we get beat,
right,
it's always because of the body. I mean, every Sunday night we're going to the old body anytime we get beat. And then when we go back to winning, it's like, okay, we're good with it. So I think it's really, honestly, really even. Both of them have advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, I would say it's very close. You can definitely, I don't know what the old body's driving like these days, but this thing you can feel when you're behind a car. You know what I mean? It's like, man, you lose the nose pretty bad. But, I mean, they made changes, with the wider spoiler, and it did help.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's the better body or the old body is.
Right. It's very interesting.
My cue is Kyle Busch, like which body is he putting on his super? You know what I mean? It's like I just figured that I'm not just saying just Kyle, but it's like, the top teams down in North Carolina, they're going to put the right body on. So right now you watch the Five Flags, and it's still the old body. So I think we should pull 50 pounds off this.
Oh, my God.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's one thing that everybody needs to know about this team. They will only go and race if we give a 50-pound weight break, 1-inch wider tire, and all that.
We're a spoiler that may be measured, maybe not.
Right.
How wide it gets, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting with the body stuff, difference. Obviously, 5-star came out with this. This is what they want you to migrate to. So I think eventually
it'll happen.
It'll happen.
Yeah, it'll happen.
I think when they did release it, it was maybe a little too early. I know when I had it on, exactly what you said. I get behind somebody. And
it still does it.
It's like
it's still there. I mean, but
like following a sprint car. It was crazy.
I mean, if we take the rear bumper off the old body, there'll be air on the nose again.
Maybe.
What happens when you get into Jeff though, and he doesn't have a rear bumper on?
The fuel cell gets a dent, I guess.
Usually, the last time we were near each other was Kaukauna, and there was no
issues. Yeah.
Just go ahead.
Yeah.
He was so much faster at Kaukauna than we were. But you got to finish to win, right? Neither one of us did.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
You got your fair share winning. Anybody you guys want to thank, to recognize as part of this process? I know that you guys have been involved with this for a long time.
Yeah, TJ Heron Photography is here tonight. He follows us around everywhere we go and videotapes everything to get it out on social media. We've had over 113,000 views just on Facebook in the last 28 days, which is a new record for us. So big appreciation to him, my mom and dad, John and Linda Beal, for getting us into the sport and coming to watch us, and then Gildan American Apparel, First Business Bank, and Ford Development Group.
And Dalton, I got to ask you, it's been a year or so since I asked you about your son Maverick.
Yep.
He had a Power Wheels in the shop, battery powered.
Yep.
What do you got him on now?
Oh, we're running a go-kart. We started go-kart racing last summer, and he really loves it, and I'm trying to nurture that, and it's like trying to steer him in the right direction. He's doing really well, though. I mean, he's fast on his go-kart. He really likes dirt racing, though. So
that's not a bad thing.
I don't know about this. I don't know nothing about dirt,
This Kyle Larson guy did okay on dirt first, and then he went to pavement.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
He likes the dirt tracks.
Jeff Gordon.
But I keep saying it's because they're ovals. So when we go asphalt, it's like a road course.
Yep.
Go-kart,
Yep.
And then when we go dirt, it's we take that same cart and we go lefts. So I think he likes it because we're circle track racing. So
probably.
We'll see. I mean, Bandolero's next. Maybe next time we're on here next year, we'll talk about Bandoleros. So, but he's doing really well, and just trying to steer him in the right direction.
Guys, thanks for your time. Jeff, Storm, thank you for co-hosting this segment.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
We may find this on Jeff's YouTube channel. If you don't, you'll find very intriguing content on Jeff's YouTube channel. I saw you filming already today.
Well, actually, I kind of ixnayed the YouTube. It's all my Facebook page. Follow Storm Racing. We're at 2980.
All right.
I need to get to 3,000. We got new T-shirts coming out, so we're going to line that up.
Storm Racing on Facebook.
Yep. just right on there. Everything's a video. It's easy to find. This is for the people that can't read. You know, they just got to watch it. It's real simple. Real simple.
And you have crew guys that are here today again.
Yes, Nate is here. Nate the Great's in the shop with me all the time. Him and I do all the prep work, and then the rest of our team meets us at the track, and off we go, you know. So
he pretty much is going to have his own shirt pretty soon, too, I'm guessing.
I think so.
He does a lot of walking behind you in the shop. I see that a lot.
Yeah, we're going to do like Nate the Great at 8 or something like that in the shop. I don't know. But, we do a lot of the shop videos and try to do them at the track, but typically you plan on it, but, man, it gets so busy. I need a TJ Heron is what I need.
Yeah. And we need to get more racers to the racetrack like these guys to support and have fun with, so then we can say, hey, this is fun. They want to race. We want to see it. Get out to those short tracks and watch these guys perform at the highest level in our area when it comes to super late model racing. I want a big hand for Dalton Zier, John Beal, and Jeff Storm. Guys, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate you being on. Make sure you sign up Bob Trader Sign Writer Backdrop right here in front of us. It's our 41st season of the show. We're at a Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show at LD's Barbecue on Highway 20 in East Troy, just off the I-43 Rock Freeway. Back with a couple of racers. Matter of fact, they race sprint cars, sponsored by LD's Barbecue and Badger Midgets. We've got a lot of racers here in the parking lot. I saw a few more race cars pulled in as well. More to share with you here. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at No Right Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club Points Racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. No Right Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
Precise Auto and Truck Accessories is your one-stop shop when it comes to adding style and functionality to your vehicles. Owner and late model racer Mike Grunberg has 15 years of experience installing window tinting, cat skin leather, seat heaters, and seat coolers. There's a million accessories available. Ladder racks, trailer hitches, detailing, remote starters, and more. Precise Auto and Truck Accessories in Wisconsin Dells is a WeatherTech Diamond dealer. Bring your vehicle to the trusted guy, Mike Grunberg at Precise Auto and Truck Accessories.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our show. I'm Jim Trado. For 41 years and counting, we've been home for all things motorsports in Wisconsin, the upper Midwest, and the world of motorsports on the racing scene. Lovely to be with you tonight. We're hanging out outside LD's Barbecue at the corner of Highway 20 in I-43 in East Troy. Shelly Mack and the band are playing on the other side of the building. Award-winning barbecue inside the building Wednesday through Sundays. And we're hanging out with you outside with a bunch of race cars and race teams, and glad to have you with us on this Tuesday evening, celebrating what is summertime, right? It's a little bit warm, but hey, it's about time it's warm. We want to thank our friends at LD's Barbecue for bringing us this broadcast, as well as our friends at Benson Valley Bourbon. Our road show is also sponsored in part by Oak Creek Automotive. And LD's Barbecue is a great community supporter as well. We had Leon on the beginning of the program from LD's Barbecue, owns the place. And Leon talked about all the things they do in the community off camera. I do want to remind you that he is very passionate about helping those in the community. Matter of fact, they have a full dresser Harley Davidson. They actually had raffle tickets they were selling. They're now sold out of. So next Tuesday on Bike Night, next Tuesday, July 1st, when you're hanging out with us here, maybe watching online, we are going to tell you that they're going to give away that motorcycle. It's going to be given away next week. The bike raffle will happen. The giveaway is next week, Tuesday. And in that process, the raffle tickets have gone to a great cause. The Band of Blue helping out families of first responders who passed away. So the families are supported by the Band of Blue. So they're going to receive a check for $10,000. Leon's also going to make a big oversized check to the Washburn Lodge 145. And he's very passionate about the Hope Chimes, which is a charity helping out females specifically and their families dealing with cancer. He's going to give them a $1,000 check. He said the big old kind that you see on the big fancy shows. And he also said he's going to give them a personal check for $1,000 as well. So it's great to know that Leon and LD's Barbecue is that connected to the community here in East Troy. And it's another way to support them by supporting the Band of Blue as they did that great bike raffle that they're going to give away the bike this coming Tuesday. I hope we're going to have a couple of tickets to sell here tonight, but nope, they're sold out. So great job by their team. This portion of our show is brought to you by the Midwest Truck Series, which is supported by Toby Race Cars and Wegner Automotive. Congrats to Clay Kurtz on his Marshfield win, which we'll see coverage of tonight on Bill Holland's In the Groove. Also, it'll be on this Saturday CW18 Milwaukee TV show that we'll have for you. Next up for the Midwest Truck Series is the prelude to the National 60 at Slinger Super Speedway on Sunday night, July 6th. For all the latest news and series info, stay tuned on our show or visit MidwestTruckSeries.com. We also want to thank those who gave us some items to give away tonight after the program. Colin Skonjalewski gave us some cool shirts. Benson Valley Bourbon gave us some shirts to give away. We have some Anderson's Premium Maple Syrup to give away. Some race tickets to Dell's Raceway Park, as well as from Adams Towing, tickets to Golden Sand Speedway. We have some die-cast, as well as this Alex Palou, number 10 championship IndyCar. He won the race at Road America this past weekend. So we got some cool stuff to give away after the show. So come on down and join us for after the program for giveaways as well. We now have two very special guests. These guys have been busy. We're talking super busy, and probably the main reason why we're hanging out here at LD's Barbecue. So I'd like to officially introduce them as we welcome them to our TV portion of our show in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show on a Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show at LD's Barbecue in East Troy, just off of I-43 and Highway 20. LD's Barbecue, a great place to hang out, a great place also to see on the race car wing of our next guest, Tommy Cool Cat Colburn and his dad, Rod. Guys, thanks for coming on the Racing Roundup Show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
LD's Barbecue is awesome, award-winning barbecue, and you know that firsthand, Rod. You've been involved with these guys for a long time, and they're now involved in a big way in your race team.
Yeah, they've been a sponsor even back when we were just doing the wingless stuff at Wilmot. They kind of grown with us at the same time. I like to say that we're part of the reason that they're larger, and we're larger because we work together. The biggest thing when you have a sponsor is you need to think of them as your partner. A lot of teams, they see Jeff Gordon back in the day or the NASCAR guys. They think you show up on a Saturday, you roll your car out of the trailer, and you go to work. I can tell the World Outlaw guys, 4 hours early before the race, they had fan appreciation. Tommy was part of that. So they're giving back, and they're bringing their sponsors forward, because if LD's doesn't sell more barbecues because of my help, we're not going to have a sponsor.
And when it comes to that, Tommy, you've kind of been brought up in it as your Uncle Dick is a Hall of Famer, and we had you guys on the show with Dick, and Dick's here tonight as well as one of your key crew guys. But knowing that process of I want to race has turned to really, that's part of what you do as well. The marketing side is also what you've known and all you've known as far as getting into a race car and winning races.
Yeah, it's purely a partnership. You know, you really get to know owners of these businesses and some of their marketing teams like on a personal level, and it's a lot of fun to do that because it's all about just growing that relationship, right? And when you grow that relationship, you grow your brands together. I mean, like my dad had talked about as we go up, it's funny that you see LDs get bigger and you see Heiser Automotive, get bigger, and some of their fantastic sponsors like Nicolay Law, you see them all over the Milwaukee area now, and you like to think you're a part of that, and I feel like we definitely have been.
And Rod, give us a little peel behind the curtain here, because those major sponsors we see on billboards, on television advertising, in every facet of what we do around Wisconsin, those Nicolay billboards you can't miss. You're the guy that has them all on your race team. That takes a lot of effort, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort. The biggest secret I give to people who have sponsors, market to your sponsors all year long. Let them know what you're doing. Let them know where you're going. Ask them where they want you to be. Okay, this is about getting off the. We wish we could have more days in the shop, but there's Thursdays that we're at a Harley thing, or we're at a bike night, or we're at the Wisconsin Fair, or we're at the Kenosha County Fair or the Waukesha County Fair, when others have their car in their garage, and then they ask why do you get sponsorship money? Because it's not about putting a sticker on something fast. It's how many contacts can you get for them. And when you start talking about Tommy driving in a Chili Bowl, that's like it costs like $15 per million for the contacts that you have in the Chili Bowl. You need to start to talk the language they talk. How many contacts you can have? How much is it going to cost them per contact? These are the things they're talking about. It's really neat when you bring them a cool picture, or you spend them one of the 5,000 emails they're going to get this month, right? From potential guys who send them a picture of their car, and this is what we do, and this is how good we are. They just want to be seen. If you can be seen and be last, they don't care.
How about the involvement with the racers now? That, as we know, racers are in all forms of our lives. We just don't know that business, like Elko Truck Rental, is a family that has won a ton of races, the Bourse family. They're a sponsor on your car. Hefner Racing Products in Hartford, they're way involved in racing. They want to see you win because they sell racing products. And Elko Truck Rental wants to rent you a truck or fix your truck. They're racers. That's kind of you're carrying their badge as well. How does that play where they know the business, but they want to be involved with you guys?
Yeah, like when guys are walking around the World of Wheels, and you're one of 3 cars on the World of Wheels, right? The other racers see Hefner. They see Scotty Neitzel with the
R&H Enterprise.
R&H, yes. Yeah. And they see that. That's another time that they're getting marketed that they wouldn't. You have things like Iron Jock, like Tommy has. Iron Jock knew nothing about racing. I had to prove to them that we were going to help them sell more. Iron Jock 5 years ago when we started with them was little heard. Maybe you heard them on the sports radio station. Now they're everywhere. They're in stores that are all over the place. And we are really their only marketing engine outside of maybe golf. That's it. That's all they've marketed is through us.
Which is really cool, Tommy. So that means not only do you have to watch your P's and Q's, but you got people from all directions. You don't know who's going to approach you next. Could be the CEO of the company that's on your race car. It could be a fan saying, "What's Iron Jock?" Right?
Yeah, it's actually funny you say that. I had somebody earlier say, "Luckily you have your Iron Jock on because it's hot." That's funny you say that.
When it comes to racing, you got to perform there too. How's the season been going for you?
A lot of learning. Starting off with the IRA, these guys are absolutely stellar, right? And I've raced the tracks before, but now with the power and the less weight, you actually can race the entire track, and you're the one using the entire surface. So it's a learning curve. You don't need all of what you have all the time, which I think is the toughest thing. You don't always need 900 plus horsepower, and when to use all of it, when not to use all of it. But I have a fantastic support system. My dad, Dick, Scott, Eli, and the people that love me most and support me, like my aunt, my mom, and stuff. And without them keeping my head on straight, because I'm such a competitive guy, not making it out of the B main is tough. But then you got to remember, these guys are, as the IRA says, the best of the Upper Midwest. So it's all been a learning curve, but we've definitely showed speed, and that's exciting.
It's a traveling series you can follow on IRAsprints.com. We feature quite a few drivers, and their series is a great partner of ours as well on the show. But when it comes down to it, those are the guys. We had Travis Aarons on the show. He just bagged $26,000 by winning the high limit race. He's another guy you have to beat on a given IRA show. You also got the chance to run a Badger Midget with the Sober Motorsports team. How's that going as a big change with a 2.4-liter midget car against some stiff competition and an pretty much open comp almost 410 Outlaw sprint car with a big old wing on it?
Yeah, it was funny last night. We raced at Angel Park, and we had a good night. It didn't end well. Got caught in a rut with 2 laps to go, running second. So that didn't help. But early on in the night at qualifying, it was funny. I'm like completely trying to, get rid of all the habits I had with the wing car and now adjust to like 20 inches less of wheelbase and, 400 horsepower less. So it's different. The disciplines are different, but gosh, I just can't get enough of midgets too.
Racing all the time. Where can we follow you guys on social?
Yeah, Colburn Motorsports on Facebook and also Colburn Motorsports on Instagram as well.
It's really good to have him here at Tommy Cool Cat. Colburn has a sprint car sponsored by LD's Barbecue. He's got a midget he races as much as he can. He's racing with the World of Outlaws July 11 and 12 at Wilmot Raceway when the big boys come back to town. We'll be back with more on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show in a moment. How about a big hand for these guys, Tommy Colburn and Rod Colburn. That'll be part of our TV show. Now we're going to talk about some really cool stuff. So you got flipped on Sunday night. Not going to bring up bad stuff, but I also read the comments that Bill Bloomer wrote about you saying, I'm 6'3". Flipping the midget is not fun. What hurts?
My knees a lot. We can't run a knee guard in there, so my knees like rest on the steering gear.
Yeah. Just no room in there.
Well, you're sitting in a chair like you are right now, right? You're kind of sitting upright.
Yeah, no, you sit in there like a kitchen chair. You can't sit any other way in them. Getting comfortable in one of those is probably the toughest thing, right? You see all these guys with their asphalt stuff. It's like sitting in a couch for them. They're really comfortable. When you sit in a midget, it's even a sprint car feels like a lazy boy compared to a midget. We were really fast, and we finally got Dan and Troy out of the cave again after probably like 20 years. And
Dan who and Troy who?
Dan Boris and his crew chief Troy. So
those guys.
Yeah, two-time
you might have heard of those guys.
Yeah, right. I thought those were you talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we showed a ton of speed last night. I wish we could have brought it home in second to bring home a podium for Shay and Jessica, Sober Racing. But what are you going to do? We qualified ninth, and I haven't been in a midget since essentially the Chili Bowl. So, we were running second for a long time. Competition with Badger is still absolutely stout. Those guys are not a joke either. So we were really proud about what happened, and the car seemed to be okay. So we'll be back.
Yeah, Parker Jones won his fifth feature on Sunday night. You were running second to him in the closing moments till that happened. In terms of growing and building with this team, how much is it helping you run the sprint car now that you've got somebody else's stuff to race when you're not racing the sprint car?
Yeah, I think it just keeps me sharp, right? More laps. I think when you're just when you're actually up to speed and you find yourself not learning the car as much, now you're learning how to race. And I think that's what's going to be the biggest thing for me here for the upcoming future is just learning how to race hard at the front, because I'm definitely up to pace at this point. But, when somebody puts a slider in your lap in a midget, what do you do? That's not a for the faint of heart move, and giving those back as well. I really think everything's much slower now after the 410 stuff. You're going around Dodge County or Beaver Dam or Plymouth up on the wall. Everything seems to get a whole lot slower, especially the midget stuff. It felt so in control last night, and I've never felt like that in a midget. So I think that's a testament to the 410 stuff.
Who else is helping you on that race car? You mentioned some key folks. How about some other sponsors we may not have mentioned because it's important. You guys are a marketing model right now for what we can do to help support others. This is a great way to say these are the folks that they've cultivated and built into something here.
100%. Yeah, I'll LD's Barbecue here. I first off want to thank Leon for putting on this whole thing. Seeing, what is this, like 200, 300, 400, 500 people in front of us is pretty cool. He puts on this event and serves awesome food. I think we always say the motto for them is like the holy house of meat. So that's what my buddies and I call LD's.
Yeah, we also say anything else is just cooked meat.
Yep.
So, we got Heiser Automotive Group. Mary Ann's been with us since day one, so we're very thankful for her. Paul at Iron Jock, Nicolay Law. You see their sponsor or their billboards everywhere, the Fear the Beard stuff. Hefner Race Products, and Dan Boris at Elko Trucking. There's a bunch of other ones. Scott at R&H, Shawnee P at Lake City Heating and Cooling, Tom at Milwaukee Truck, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, Lucky Tiger, and Next Electric. It feels like a laundry list, and I'm very thankful to have to read off my phone, all those sponsors. It's a blessing that I can't memorize them all because it's so many, and he does such a nice job and works super hard. It's almost as much work, if not more, than the actual race car portion of what we do is the sponsorship that he does and the rest of the team does to keep this whole thing afloat and come back every year.
And you guys are going after it. There's a fresh power plant being prepared to put back in that coaster wagon you guys brought here to LD's Barbecue without a motor in it Where's that going to motor go in, when, and where are you going to race it next?
We're supposed to pick it up either late this week or early the following week. We're going to have that motor ready for the World Outlaw Show.
July 11 and 12 at Wilmot Raceway.
Yeah, and then after that, time to go chase them down at Beaver Dam again with, not Beaver Dam, at Angel Park in the midgets.
The night after.
Badger midgets.
The night after,
yeah.
The night after that. So you guys are running 3 nights in a row. I looked at your schedule on Colburn Motorsports. There's not many weekends where you're racing just one car, one night, is it?
No, I definitely not. And that was on purpose, just to try to get as many laps. If I can master these 2 disciplines, I mean, I feel like if you can drive a 410 wing sprint car and you could drive a midget, I don't know what else you couldn't drive. So if I'm driving those at a high level, I really, truly believe that I could drive anything. So
keep up the great work, keep improving, and bag that win, and we'll have you back on the show hopefully sooner than August 26th when we're back here at LD's. You're going to come back then, too, because I know it's a big deal for you to support your sponsor and a great sponsor of our show tonight. Let's give a hand again to Tommy Cool Cat Colburn and his dad Rod for all they do in racing. And, guys, best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Racing with the World Outlaws July 11 and 12 at Wilmot Raceway. We're back with more. We've got Quinn McCabe hanging out with us. We've got Brian Peterson, a winner in the Badger Midgets this year. We also, Mara Midgets, I should say, part of the Badger program. We'll talk to those guys. Amy's here. I know that Quinn's here if Amy's here. Hi, Amy. Good to see you. We also have Doc Riley here. He's the voice of the National Tractor Pull Association. He's a Hall of Famer. We'll have Doc on the show talking about the big Toma Super Nationals this weekend. Toma Tractor and Truck Pulls are going on this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll tell you more about that here on the show. Stay tuned. We're hanging out at LD's on a Benson Valley Bourbon Road show. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
At Automatic Transmission Design, we know your vehicle is important to you. When your transmission needs servicing, take it to the best. ATD in Germantown, Wisconsin. ATD understands how important it is to get your vehicle fixed right the first time. When you take your vehicle to ATD, our ASE trained technicians will run diagnostic tests to pinpoint the exact problem and answer any questions you may have before repairs begin. ATD has been providing high-quality, honest repairs to customers for over 15 years. We service all makes and models using the best parts and equipment available. When you come to ATD, you will get an honest assessment of the problem, simple explanations, experienced technicians, competitive pricing, high-quality parts, and their 100% guarantee. Money is not the goal at ATD. It is the result of fixing the problem and returning the vehicle to you. That is their goal. The next time your vehicle needs quality transmission service, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Jiffy Lube has locations across Wisconsin to serve you. Visit jiffylube.com to locate your store and to find the latest coupons and promotional offers. You're greeted by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Grab a water or coffee and know you and your vehicle are in good hands. Windshield wipers, new tires, and alignments are a few of the many services offered. Jiffy Lube proudly features Pennzoil. There's a whole lot more than no appointment drive-up oil changes at Jiffy Lube. Welcome to personalized car care. Wisconsin race fans, find your store at jiffylube.com.
Organize like the pros with Hefner Racing Products. Take your trailer to the next level. Upgrade your garage, streamline your shop. Whether you're tearing up the track or tackling home projects, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with the best made and widest variety of organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. It's the Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show. We're hanging out with you at LD's Barbecue at the corner of Highway 20. Literally at the corner. We're like 2 blocks north of I-43. The Rock Freeway. Easy to find. Illinois, Wisconsin. On your way to Rockford, on your way to Milwaukee. it's worth the trip from wherever you are. Come down from Madison, or in Bill Holland's case, come down from Freedom. Come on down, our Friendship. Come on down and join us. We are here hanging out with you. Tuesday night's bike night every Tuesday through the summer. Our next road show here will actually be August 26th, our final Tuesday night. So, yes, every Tuesday night, live bands, bike night. We got a race car show out here, too. I want to thank all the racers for coming out here and supporting our program. Lots to cover and lots to talk to on the program. We're on the road show here tonight. Next week, we're on a road show as well. We're at Wilmot Raceway for their Tuesday night points program. Looking forward to seeing you there on a Tuesday night. They're going to run their 4th of July races on Tuesday, kind of because of us and other reasons. So looking forward to seeing you there. And then in 2 weeks' time, we're heading to Slinger for the Slinger Nationals. That information will be on our website, racingroundupshow.com as well. It's now time to talk to you about the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report for cameras and alarm systems for your home or business, programmed card access, custom-made security doors, or on-call locksmith work, and more. It's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online to bonafidesafe.com. They protect what you value. Bill Baylog. He is a man on a mission. He won 10 grand on Friday night. Thursday night he finishes second. Saturday night he finishes second. He bags nearly $100,000 in the World of Outlaws 3-night show at the Houston's Highbank Nationals. He finished second twice to Buddy Kofoid, who cashed $100,000 and $250,000 checks. But man, Baylog was on a run. Congrats to Hartford resident Bill Baylog. I wanted some big money with the World of Outlaws this past weekend. Looking forward to seeing how they continue on with their CK Contractors back 17B as the season rolls on. Great performance by them as well. Congrats to that entire team. Congrats to A&A Tire sponsored John Piazza, a friend of the show and avid bracket racing drag racer. John cashed $5 grand in a borrowed car after his drag racing Corvette broke in Cedar Falls, Iowa. It was his first final since the birth of his daughter Clara, so congrats, John, on bagging $5 grand. Our show guest tonight, Dalton Zero, in the ASA Midwest Tour 100. If we just joining the program, we talked at great length about how the home track advantage played out for him at Norway Speedway Saturday night. It was the series' first visit there in over a decade. And Levon Vandergeest thought he had something for him. He raced weekly show there a couple weeks back to get acclimated. He finished third behind Casey Johnson and the winner, Dalton Zier. Andy Monday returned to drive in the series for the first time since a major crash at Kaukauna in last August, and he finished fourth. Saturday at Norway Speedway was also the first time Johnny Sauter raced in a Super Late Model race against his son Penn, who's racing full-time in the Midwest Tour schedule. Johnny was in a Gene Coleman number 19 Chevy and was done after 40 laps. Penn was caught up in a lap 48 incident and recovered to finish 9th on the lead lap. The Road America Challenge on Saturday night at the Plymouth Dirt Track features 3 open-wheel divisions. Winners were Kelby Watt in the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprints, Kevin Karnitz in the 360 Sprints, and Adam Taylor again in the Autometer Wisconsin Wingless Sprints, former Badger Midget champion. Dirt Late Models joined the weekly program this Saturday at Plymouth, so make sure you check that out. One of your options. We had Turk Letizia join us last week to preview the Diamond 47 Dirt Kings race that was held on Saturday night at 141 Speedway. Unfortunately, Turk didn't cash the check. Brett Swedberg did. It's his 4th race win in the special event named after Diamond Jim Letizia. Nick Anvelink and Gunnar Frank finished 2nd and 3rd, and Nick was running the high side while Swedberg was running Anvelink was on the bottom. Swedberg was running the top, and with 4 to go, Swedberg got him and passed him and won the race, so Anvelink finished 2nd, Gunnar Frank 3rd. Turk Letizia did earn his way from the B main into the A, where he was scored 17th. The Wisconsin Wingless Sprints were also in action Sunday night, along with the AFS Badger Midgets at St. Park Speedway in Sun Prairie. On the Kevin's Classic Race Night, in honor of the late Kevin Olson and late Kevin Doty, 2 stand-up Badger champions. Eric Wilkie of Oconomowoc won the 20-lap Wisconsin Wingless feature. Adam Taylor charged from 10th to 2nd. Parker Jones entered Sunday night with a point lead and drew the outside front row for the start of the Badger Midget feature. Jones sped away from the Tonight Show guest Tommy Coolcat Coburn early on. That is, until Coburn flipped in turn 3 with 3 to go in the 30-lapper. Jones walked him on the restart. Kyle Stark finished 2nd. Brandon Welty, past Badger champ, finishes 3rd. This Sunday, it's Fireworks Night with the Badger Midgets returning to Angel Park along with the Midwest Legends Series, and we have a ticket card right here. It says you and a family, a 6-pack of tickets, 2 adults, 4 kids. We'll give that away tonight to someone after the show. It's Fireworks Night this Sunday at Angel Park Speedway. Thanks to Amy Schultz and Badger Midgets. We're giving that away after the show as part of our prize cachet. Our Wilmot Raceway coverage is presented by CK Contractors, LLC.com. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation, retention pond building, and more. Visit CKContractorsLLC.com. This Saturday night at Wilmot Raceway is the Open Wheel Showdown with 3 divisions of wing and non-wing open wheel cars plus street stocks. Gates open at 5 p.m. And we'll see you next Tuesday. A win for tonight. We're at Wilmot Raceway when we take our show on the road due to our show live before 5 divisions of point racing takeover. Join us for our Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show presented by CK Contractors at Oak Creek Automotive. Next Tuesday night, we're live at 4:30. Gates open around 4:30 or 5. Hot laps at 6. We'll be done with our show right as the cars take to the track in earnest. Diamond Wheels. Diamond Bill is here. Thanks for coming, Bill. See you walk up. You brought a lawn chair and his beautiful gal, and good to see you. There you are, Bill. He's now talking to a different gal. Gail Sones and Lee, they're hanging out over here, and she's over there. I won't ask questions. But Diamond Bill's in the house, and Diamond Bill also sponsors what we talk about when it comes to Dell's Raceway Park. For your custom chrome finish wheels, off-road and dirt track, beadlock wheels, autocross, road racing, stock cars, you name it, visit diamondracingwheels.com. This Saturday, June 28th, is round 3 of the Alive for 5 Super Late Model Series at Dell's Raceway Park. Their Dairyland 100 presented by Slowway Farms pays $5,000 to win. See a stout field of super late models, 602 Outlaw late models, Bandits, and Sixer Nation street stocks. Gates open at 3, qualifying at 4:30. Green flag racing at 6. Save by buying tickets in advance at DellsRacewayPark.com. And this weekend is the Trans Am Speed Tour weekend at Road America with races Saturday and Sunday. The Plymouth Lions Club is hosting a Cheese Capital Festival in Plymouth on Friday night and all day Saturday in Stayer Park. There's a 6 p.m. Friday night Road America Trans Am Speed Tour race car parade down the streets of Plymouth. Trans Am weekend is this weekend at Road America. Find out more at roadamerica.com. We got a lot more to talk about, more racing to talk about. We're going to talk to these racers sitting next to me right here, right now. They've been patiently waiting for their turn. From the Badger Vids, let's welcome in President Quinn McCabe and Mara race winner Brian Peters from just down the road. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. How about a big hand for these guys for coming on the show tonight at LD's. Thanks for making the trip, Brian.
Thanks for having us. It was a long trip, long drive.
Yeah, how far for you?
7 minutes.
Quinn, how far for you? An hour?
No, under an hour.
Great.
Oh, yeah, 45 miles.
For as much traveling you do, it's good to see you here once again joining us for the show.
Yeah, it's only 45 miles, so I was feeling pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's like a short trip. Probably the shortest you've been to come to one of our shows.
It is.
Yeah. So Badger Midgets sanctions what I call the rebirth of the Mara Midgets, which is a stronghold in Illinois, Indiana a little bit, right? And now you guys are sanctioning them.
Yep.
You can race with them. There's races at Sycamore co-sanctioned by Mara and Badger. You can earn points for both, right?
Correct. Yep.
Then you get a guy that's now retired as a Greenfield firefighter. Congratulations.
Dale.
Greendale. Did I say Greenfield again?
Yeah.
I just Greendale.
Where'd you live?
I used to live in Franklin.
Oh, I thought it was Greendale.
The backyard was a lot line of Greendale, so I kind of should have got that right. Yeah, you got me there, Brian. But it's kind of cool that you get a chance to race with some really good competition, and then you bagged a couple in a row in Illinois and a Mara Midget, sanctioned by the Badgers.
Yeah, it was amazing. I didn't think I was ever going to win one. I kind of gave up on that. Just went out this year just to have fun and, getting as many races in as we can, running the whole Badger schedule and picking up additional Mara runs. And, I couldn't believe it. And then to do 2 in a row was unbelievable.
Quinn, the last time we had on the show, we talked about the schedule and how many races, but in reality, this gives him a place to race. It gives the guys in Illinois that are now coming from southern Indiana to come race Mara. There's guys that used to, they're still towing. Like Springfield, Illinois is where the guy that won 3 championships towed from the race and win a Badger championship. So you get a lot of guys that are saying, I want to race with Mara. I want to race with Badger. I want to win championships like Chase McDermott and race with the best I can.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
It is very cool. It's very cool that the thing just, it kind of stumbled into our lap, and, we're just taking advantage of it best we can.
But how active was Mara as a series or a sanctioning body or anything? I knew from reading Midwest Racing News for year upon year, it was a pretty big deal at one time.
It was a big deal for the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and then in the 2000s it ceased to exist after like 2007.
Okay, that's probably why I didn't heard much about it. It's kind of cool you did that. And what's been the response at Sycamore Speedway, or when you get to race the Lincoln Speedway in Illinois and getting that crowd fired up again for midget racing in Illinois?
Yeah, it's pretty positive. It's definitely coming back, especially down there around the central Illinois area. The Lincolns, Farmer Cities, Macon, Spoon.
And a lot of guys, I'm sure, from here, including Brian, want to have a chance to race more. So that's kind of cool. They get a chance to do that with some really good racers, too.
If they want to run 43 times, they're more than welcome to do that, yes.
So, Brian, when you got a chance to go down there and race, tell us about the climate. Was it a welcoming committee because you're from Wisconsin and they protect their own, or was it hey, let's go race, bring your stuff, line them up, let's go?
It is an absolute great group of guys down there with Mara.
I kind of figured.
I wish it was a little closer. It's a haul, and I can't complain because they come up to run with us. But, it's a 3.5 hour drive for us to get the most of the tracks down there. So when we can hit a 2 or 3 race weekend, that's when we're doing it. So we can just take off for the whole weekend instead of just one night. Coles County for us is 4.5 hours, so that's on a Friday night. That's a long haul. But it's really, there's such a good group of guys. Dalton England, Jay Sparks, Mark McMahill. It's a really good group of guys I just click with down there. So good friends of mine.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
So we complain about driving, right? A lot of
hours.
A lot of windshield time, right?
Yeah.
Well, the guy calls me up from Michigan, he's coming to run the 2 nights that he wins.
Yeah.
7 hours to get here to race with us, and we raced at Lincoln, and then he came over to Peoria with us, and that was for him 7 hours was that's a normal. He said most of the time for him to go racing over in Ohio and Indiana, it's minimum 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He lives north of Detroit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I've done that drive recently.
Yes.
Michigan
Yes.
International Speedway is not close, but it means you're doing something right, is what I see it as.
Absolutely.
You're doing something right where they want to come race, where they know they can be respected, race for decent money, and get a chance to really race some good competition.
And for us, it's the same rule package. So now I have a whole different place I can go to with our same motor rule that you're competitive in. So that's what's so inviting for us in the north to go down. And not obviously because Quinn and Amy are running it, you can't have conflicting dates. So you rain out here on a Friday or a Saturday, you can go down there and race if you want to.
Sure.
So
Right.
it's just nice. It's a lot of flexibility in the schedule.
And then Todd Cleaver showed up for the Peoria race down there, which was pretty cool.
All right.
Well, he ran there in a flat track motorcycle.
Ah, the TT racing,
Yeah, so he thought it was he thought it was cool back then, so he wanted to see what it was like in a midget. And it's he told me it's equally as fun.
Did he veer left in the infield looking for the jump? Because that's what that TT racing is. It's not always just oval stuff. They got a little road course, a little jiggy jump there kind of thing. That's kind of cool that you got a chance to do that. When it comes to racing and going to Badger Midget races, the next event is this coming Sunday, Fireworks Night at Angel Park, Midgets and Dirt Legends cars. Parker Jones is on a tear right now, but it's got to be kind of fun knowing that you're going back to the Prairie this Sunday. One of the home tracks for Badger Midgets.
Yeah, we're all excited, especially this weekend. It's a big deal. Fireworks will be there, so the place will be packed. It will be a full house. And the other thing I want to make a mention of is last Sunday night, it was what Angel Park did and Greg and his staff with Alex and everybody to get that race in as hot as it was and to have the racetrack as good as it could be. My hats are off to Aaron and his staff there that works the track itself. For as hot as it was and as windy as it was, the racing service, especially for the feature, was pretty spot on.
Yeah. It's neat to know that is all part of it, and that's the people you deal with, the people you work with. People don't realize all what it takes to get into it. When they pull in at 4 o'clock, thinking I'm here early, you're there for how many hours before that already?
Oh yeah,
3?
we've been there for a while.
Yeah,
been there for a while.
Get things organized, get things rolling.
We showed up what was it, 2 weeks ago? The 1st. What was the 1st, right?
Yeah.
June 1st. June 1st, I'm doing a driver's meeting at 4:15. I'm waiting for 2 guys to show up that live here to the bank away. What was it, a long drive for you guys to get
Cody
here?
Weisensell and Brandon Welty?
No. They're always there on time. No,
okay.
We're talking about the 57 cars. So I won't mention names, but the 57 cars.
10-4.
I will. Robinson. I'll mention it.
Robinson, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Throw him under the bus. But yeah, it was. But it's always good. We have a great crowd there, and the racing's been exceptional. It's been exceptional there for a couple of years.
And what we get a chance to see, I know in the last couple of years, like Tommy Cool Cat Colburn's racing a full-turn sprint car, so he's got people wondering what else he's doing. He's racing a Badger Midget. I know that Bill Baylog is a winner of recent, 3 years ago, he won a couple Badger Midget features.
Right.
And he's now racing World of Outlaws full-time. It's kind of cool you guys have that kind of connection where it's an attraction for some, but it's also a great way to say, I want to race something else and be competitive. Well, those guys proved they could do it.
You got another one in there, too, that you're forgetting about, that everybody forgets about. Justin Peck ran there in 2017-18 and ran.
Yes, he did.
And him and Davey Ray put on a whale of a couple races there. And we've had some guys go through there. It's been fun to watch. Logan Seavey's been racing with us. So was Justin Grant. They've all raced there with the midget with us, and obviously Thomas Meserol.
Yep.
Everybody knows T-Mez.
Oh yeah.
T-Mez TV. You got to throw that.
For the pink and black 7.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Not the purple and green 7 that he drives. Speaking of driving, who else helps drive you around? Your wife, your son, your daughter?
Yeah, we have
sponsors.
Yep, sponsors. We have Brian and Preston Benish help me out every weekend. They travel. They stay down in Illinois with us, so they've been a ton of help. Taylor as well at home. Sponsors, we got American Glass and Window, Spankins Racing, Gary Bellman Trucking, NNS Towing, VMS Motorsports, M3 Custom Creations, Katie Ackerman on board this year, and then Landon Stone Realty with Marlo over there, first year on board with us as well, and Colin will be coming up here in a bit.
Good. And Colin's helping you sponsor, right? His dad, Rodney?
Mom, Marlo.
All right,
the
get it
boss.
right. Because Rodney said we sponsor Brian's car. I'm like, oh, awesome. I didn't know that. We've got a good family connection here.
We do. I've known Rodney since I was a teenager and Colin his entire life. So
yeah, it's really cool. We got racers that we're talking to on the show. Quinn, when it comes to racing and families, names are synonymous with Badger for me. Boris, Olson, Doty, and this past Sunday you guys ran the Kevin's Classic. Kevin Doty and Kevin Olson are now racing up there, tearing it up.
Yep.
It had to be pretty cool knowing that the Kevin's Classic was, again, something you guys had a lot of care to put on and kind of recognize and honor some Badger Midget greats again.
Yeah, the good thing about the races that happened this year, the last 2 years has been rained out.
10-4.
And we're supposed to run with the USAC and the non-wing sprint cars. But, yeah, to get the race in, it felt good to get this one in. So that's for sure, especially to bring up, especially when people come around and start talking to you about memories.
Yeah.
And it's there's always some good ones there. Well, Kevin Olson had a story. You just had to talk to him. He's going to tell you a story sooner or later. So, and then just to watch, one of my idols is Kevin Doty, and to watch him race there, it was definitely special to watch. And then get to race with them. It was fun. That's for sure.
And July 13th, speaking of Doty's, Bud Doty's being inducted into the Badger Midget Hall of Fame. It's an afternoon ceremony on Sunday, July 13th, so it's before the races go on.
Right.
So it's a 1 o'clock ceremony. You can buy a luncheon ticket if you want to get lunch before that, or just come to the ceremony. I'm guessing there's probably some cool things going on that race night as well, right?
Yeah, that's a very special event that happens on that Sunday. That's for sure.
More names that I like to say out loud are going in the Hall of Fame: Dwight Houston, Scott Hatton, Kevin Doty, Father Dale Gruba, Bud Doty, Hilbert Ermer, Bill Horstmeyer, and Walter Whitehorse. That covers like 100 years of racing there.
It sure does.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool.
And their families, I'm sure, are pretty stoked as well.
Yeah, we got people coming from all over the place. It's pretty cool. I had a lady just email me out of the blue and want to know where she can get tickets. And she goes, I've been a lifelong fan of Kevin Doty, and they'll be there. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
When it comes to racing, we talked about the next couple of races are coming up. Again, you probably find out more at bmararacing.com.
No, bmara.com.
bmra.com.
Correct.
BMRA Racing on Facebook.
No, I don't know.
I think it is. Yes,
yeah,
I'm getting the nod from the boss.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Because I kept tagging it in our social pushes. So bmara.com. Not .net, not .world, not .us.
It's .com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. Parker's got a good point lead right now, but I'm telling you, you guys are, halfway through your season now?
No. We have a long way to go. No.
A fourth?
We have 6 races in.
All right.
2 got rained out.
Okay.
So when we go 22 races on the schedule. So.
Well, there you go. So you have plenty of chances to see Badger Midgets racing. This Sunday, we can have a chance for you to watch it for free. We have a family pass. They offered at Angel Park Speedway. 2 adults, 4 kids. On fireworks night this coming Sunday. Take this to the front gate. You got to win it here at the show. It's pretty cool. You guys get a chance to race at some pretty cool places.
Yeah, we were talking about names before.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sunday night, Tommy Colburn's in the 31 car.
Yep.
Shea Cesano. Well, here's a couple names that you were talking about. Boris. Boris was in the house. Him and his crew chief were there helping the boys get that thing dialed in.
Yeah.
And
how'd that work?
Tommy was good. He was really good. Well, at first I seen where he was starting at, so I'm like, okay, here comes, figure Welty and the 2 car, they're coming. And Tommy Colburn sat up in the seat and he drove Sunday night. I was impressed because I'm waiting for them to pass him. He's like, Tommy's got him. He's got him covered.
Cool.
And Parker's not running away. Parker's biggest lead was about a straightaway.
Okay.
And so it wasn't like he was, setting sail. But it was fun to watch Tommy race Sunday night. That sure was. We need all these guys to, someone's got to chase Parker down.
Yeah, and I guess we've had on the show Derek Dorr. He's been doing pretty well, top 5 in points. He's putting some solid points runs in there. So we talked about the season just being 6 races old. There's some more racing to do. What other tracks do we put on people's radar for their summer plans? I know Angel Park on most Sundays.
Yep, on most Sundays. Then we're going to Sycamore. And we're going back to Eagle River. I talked to the boys this morning, and they're excited to have us back at Eagle River.
All right.
If you haven't been there for a while, we were there last year. We were there supposed to race last year, but that didn't happen.
Okay.
Mother Nature won that battle. But he told me this morning they put some more bank to the place, so it should be really exciting to go up there this year.
Check out the schedule, bmara.com.
Yeah, that's August 2nd.
August 2nd.
August 2nd, we will venture to the north to test out Eagle River, and then we're going to Sycamore, and go back to Beaver Dam for 2 days in July, late in July, with that Legends race.
Yes.
So that's
Big money Legends race. Yeah.
25th, 26th, we'll be with them.
Yep.
So we've got a lot of fun things left to happen in the summer, that's for sure.
Cool.
Obviously, Corn Fest. Then we have the Nationals at the end of the year, so it'll be good.
Labor Day weekend, always a big special surprise. Can we have you guys back on again before that? Is that
Yes.
okay? Can we?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe here at LD's on maybe August 26th, maybe?
I'll do that again. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Brian, you can welcome anytime because he lives right around the corner.
I'll
He's
walk
retired.
over.
He has nothing
Seven-
to do.
7 minutes away.
I'm kidding. Great to see you guys here. Thanks for bringing the family. Thanks for bringing the crew. How about a big hand for Quinn McCabe and our friend from Badger Midget and Merrill Winning Land, Brian Peterson, guys. Thanks for being on the
Thanks
show.
for having us.
Appreciate it very much. Doc Riley is here. He's the voice of the National Tractor Pull Association. The hugest event in tractor pull racing happens in Wisconsin this coming weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thank you, Mark Goodman, for the correction. It's the 50th running of the Budweiser Super Nationals. We also have a couple race drivers that are hanging out with us as well. They brought their cars down. Come on, John O'Dory, join the racing crowd. Colin Skinchaleski and Joel Krober join our show next. We'll talk to them about all the things they get to do on the dirt when we come back on the Racing Roundup Show, the Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show at LD's Barbecue. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundup.show.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
This Saturday at Dell's Raceway Park, the Alive for 5 Super Late models are back in action with the Dairyland 100, presented by Slowy Farms of Westfield. See the best Super Late model drivers in the Midwest going door-to-door in heart-pounding racing action. Plus, 602 late models, Bandits, and the Sixer Nation Street Stock. Gates open at 3, qualifying 4:30, green flag racing at 6. Get your advance tickets online now and save at DellsRacewayPark.com. Dell's Raceway Park, Wisconsin's best racing entertainment.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Belansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln and West Dallas.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need 3 things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For 35 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emission testing, tires, and complete auto, truck, and SUV repair. From oil changes to transmission replacement, 414-761-3250 to schedule your free inspection appointment. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th in Drexel to the experts at Oak Creek Automotive.
427.
Hey there, this is Leon from LD's Barbecue. Open Wednesday through Sunday in East Troy. Not only do we serve your favorites every day, but we also provide catering for graduations, weddings, office parties, and more. Stop in and try our award-winning food, sauces, and rubs. Check us out on Facebook for daily specials. LD's Barbecue in East Troy. Remember, we'll smoke your butt.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our program. We're hanging out with you at LD's Barbecue in East Troy. Easy to find, and you'll want to find it for their award-winning barbecue Wednesday through Sundays. Awesome food. And we're having a fun time tonight here on Bike Night. Every Tuesday is Bike Night all summer long through August 26th when we come back for another Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show here in the parking lot. Hanging out with a bunch of racers as well. I want to thank everybody for bringing their race cars down tonight. Diamond Bill brought his. Colin Skinchaleski brought his. Joel Crowbridge brought his. Jeff Storm. We also have these beauty right here, these 2 cars here from John Beal and from Dalton Zier, who have already been on the program. I want to thank them for coming down and bringing their race cars and all the racers hanging out with us. I have a sighting of Pete Ostrowski's in the house. Yay, Pete, good to see you here. Actually, there's a beautiful truck over there with a bunch of race car parts on it. He told me. I know this for a fact. Lee Sones, yes. Lee Sones is here with his beautiful wife, Gail. He brought his pickup truck down that's got a bunch of racing stuff, including wide 5 wheels. Don't see that often in a classic pickup truck. I want to thank everybody for coming down and having a great time with us. Mark Goodman brought his Pinto down. Let's see who else we got over here. We got these guys. We got those guys. Racers, a bunch. Danny Jones is here as well. He's been racing Badger Midgets for a long time. Jim and Faye Hendricks are here. Thank you guys for being part of it. Daryl Traber and his wife Joanne are here. Bill Holland's here. Richie's here. It's awesome to see you guys here. Thanks all for coming. Itch is down here. Got some great classic cars on the grass. It's really cool to be part of all of this. Hey, I'd like to remind you that our next Tuesday program, we're live on the road with another Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show presented by CK Contractors and Oak Creek Automotive. It happens at the front gate at Wilmot Raceway. We're inside the front gate. Join the racing crowd for the weekly racing program on Tuesday night at Wilmot Raceway. Our show, which will start around 4:30 or so, because we want to get as many racers on before they hit the track for hot laps at 6. So it's carload night plus fireworks. Details are on our website, schedule page. Visit racingroundupshow.com or go to wilmotraceway.com. It's time to remind you to set your DVRs and watch our Saturday TV show. It's Saturday mornings on CW18 Milwaukee. Milwaukee's only motorsports TV show happens every Saturday for 30 minutes with some great highlights of our Tuesday shows and Bill Howland's Great in the Groove as well. Spread the word. The Racing Roundup Show's TV show airs every Saturday morning, 11:30 on CW18 Milwaukee, home of all NASCAR Xfinity Series races in our area. I'd like to thank and recognize these following sponsors for making our show possible. American Foundation Specialists, Jeffy Lube, BMR Electric Carts, and we want to thank our friends here at LD's Barbecue for the great support and their great hospitality here tonight. This weekend, it's the biggest one, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're talking about the biggest race. Why not bring in the voice of the man who's going to call it all, the National Tractor Pull Association Hall of Famer, Doc Riley. Doc, welcome back to the show.
Hey, it's great to be back. It's great to be back.
Thanks for wearing the bowling shirt and hanging out with us.
I just keep waiting for someplace in the back just to hear, start staging cars, start bringing them to the line. I mean, This is incredible here. We got all kinds of cars here. It's just really, really amazing to see it. But then again, we're in Wisconsin. It's a great Tuesday night.
Yep.
Beautiful night for this. But bikes over there, cars over here, and tractor pulling this weekend.
And we have one tractor pull here on the desk, thanks to Mark Goodman and his diorama here, the actual model. You can't see the puller, but it's there in front of behind all the LD barbecue bottles. It's neat knowing that Wisconsin has been home for some special races. We know about Crandon being the home of all things off-road when it comes to Labor Day weekend. We need to tell people more about what's happening this weekend. The 50th running, it's a big deal. The 50th annual Budweiser Dairyland Super National Truck and Tractor Pull. It's in Tomah, Wisconsin, and you're going to be a big part of it.
Yeah, I looked at it. I've been there for 35 years.
Wow.
Hard to believe, but it's come a long ways. In 1976 when it started, you could get a Sundrop Cola and you could get an Old Style. And now Budweiser's there. The Clydesdales have already made it into Tomah, Wisconsin.
Cool.
So they're going to do some parades. They were there 25 years ago for the 25th. But
this may be the last time you see them in Wisconsin. They don't travel much with the Clydesdales anymore.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
It's very cool, and it all goes back to you mentioned it earlier. Racing is kind of a family, and the guys that started this back 50 years ago kind of had that whole family. The first time they did it, they did some super stock tractors, mini rods, which are basically big automotive, supercharged engine up front, little tiny wheelbase, and then go all over the place. And then they had semis. Well, we're going to continue that again this year, but this is the first points race for a lot of guys coming out of the gate.
Really?
Yeah, we actually had one event, and due to the world of motorsports, IHRA, the drag racing guys bought a track, and in that kind of thing, we lost our first national event.
Okay.
But we followed that up a couple weeks later with a high dollar, $50,000 to win event down in Farley, Iowa. So 5 guys are $50,000 richer, and a lot of the guys will be starting their points races this weekend. And other guys will be right kind of, in step. So for a lot of people, it's the first one out of the gate, and it'll be a big one.
But this will also be a culmination, right? Everybody wants to race at Tomah.
Yeah,
this is a fundamental race. If you do a tractor pulling, you need to You need to come to Tomah. You need to win this thing.
Yeah. There's very few of them here, and this is one of the bucket list ones. And when guys win up there, the Wisconsin hospitality, I mean, is just so incredible right there. They make sure that everything's just perfect. Last year we battled the R word a little bit in and out, and we actually had one session start about 2 hours late. Track was perfect. We had a winner in all the classes. You come out to play. It's you got to read the dirt. You got to have the traction, and that's part of the battle. So these guys will figure it out. Track is always excellent in Tomah. They do such a great job. They work it. They make sure that it's right for everybody. They groom it, and it really is. A lot of family fun there, and it's one of those events. Start Thursday night, 7 o'clock, and then Friday and Saturday at noon and 7 o'clock, and then noon and 7 o'clock on Saturday. So military tribute.
5 shows?
5 shows.
Wow.
3 days. So Thursday night's the first one, kind of a fan appreciation night. And then we've got our salute to the military, and then, of course, American agriculture, which is big. But Toma's out there in cranberry country, so, there'll be a lot of things mixed with cranberry.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a good thing. You talk about family, that's one of the great things. I've got people that can't make it that say, I'll be there in spirit. I think back over the 30-plus years and think, man, we had some great times back there. Great competition that's gone on, and we don't expect anything different this year.
I happened to see something that Discover Wisconsin did about the event, and I saw 450 campsites. I saw a coliseum for just tractor pulling. I saw a facility that's ready to host this big event. I also saw a bunch of kids and parents and generations there in a video capture of what is one of the biggest races of the year. It's got to be so much fun packing that kind of energy into a short period of time.
It really is, and it just continues. I mean, it just builds all weekend long. Everyone gets to hook twice. So if you're a Thursday night session, you might be a Friday night or Saturday afternoon all the way around, but everyone gets another bite at the apple. It's a points race, so it's big. And, you look back at you get to generations of racing, no different in tractor pulling than it is in any other part of racing, is you've got that next generation. We're in a third generation of people coming out here right now.
Yep.
We've got one entire family that when they became seniors in high school, if they wanted to do it, they could get right into a mini rod, and that's a handful to give to a kid. We got a
mini rod, for example, the tire is about this big.
Yeah.
The entire chassis is the length of this table.
Yeah, a little bit wide.
That thing called an engine takes up the majority of the rest of this.
Yeah.
And you sit back here and go, okay, what are they sitting on? What kind of time bomb is that? How many horsepower?
You're looking 1,400 horsepower, and I know other guys will say different, but it's basically an 1,800-pound vehicle and about that much in horsepower. And the front tires get off. You want to be able to get the hook into the dirt, set the tires. You got the sled back behind you. You're pulling all this weight, but once the front tires are up, steering wheel is just something to hang on to.
Wow.
And they can go all over the place. They'll start bumping and going back and forth, and you really have to manhandle it. The closest thing I can say is a nice sprint car. It really is. It's a whole handful, and you got to know you make one mistake and you're out because it's a distance event. That's all it is. Go the furthest, win. If not, well, hopefully you get in the top 15 and get a check.
For those who may be going for the first time or first time in a while, we talked about that small machine with all that horsepower.
Yep.
There are also some traditional. We got to see it. They're only at Toma. What are we going to watch on Thursday or Friday twice or Saturday twice going down the track?
What we're going to have is a lot of tractors. We've got in tractor pulling. You've got tractors that resemble your farm tractors.
Yep.
Pro stock tractors are 10,000 pounds, single turbocharger. Haven't changed the rules in 100 years, and no one even wants to change them. But turbocharging just continues to advance year by year by year and getting bigger and better. So those are pro stock tractors. The regular track that you'll see is a super stock tractor. We move into our trucks. We've got a two-wheel drive truck category, 575 cubic inch limit, supercharged.
Stacks, blowing.
Yep, supercharged, turbocharged, bring it on. We've got four-wheel drive class, 650 cubes, naturally aspirated. And then with diesels becoming so much, we've got diesel truck classes here, and we kind of take them by the turbo inlet, and we kind of take them down by that. And then we've got our modifieds, which are basically just big engines out front. You can have 4 sitting right up there and get after it. That's the unlimited class. We go down to one that's only 2 engines, but that makes an awful lot of horsepower. That can get a little squirrely from time to time. And then, of course, you go up to the 20,000-pound semis. So we're taking those guys, they're hooking, and that's always – the semis are always at night.
Okay.
And they put on a heck of a show.
Man, that's a lot of bragging rights on the line there.
Oh, there's a lot of bragging, no matter what it is.
Manufacturers, families, teams.
Yep, and we've had, over the years, we've had guys that have been in drag racing, engine builders that have been in tractor pulling. Sonny Leonard that passed away a couple years ago, his mark, his memory is still there. Guys will win with the Sonny Leonard engine, and I guarantee you there'll be tears because Sonny was more than just an engine builder. He didn't just ship it off down south and then he'd ship it back. He came out and looked at guys and did a lot for our sports. So a lot of family businesses have gotten involved, and got a couple of great engine builders that also compete. So it'll be knockdown drag out. They'll want to get in there. They'll want to win. Of course, anytime you got a 50th anniversary, you got to have that. You want that recognition to be able to say it.
Big time. And I know that I found it on Facebook easily. I typed in NTPA, Toma. Boom, there it came.
Yep. Or you can do it even simple, tomatractorpool.com.
Yes.
Doesn't get any simpler than that.
Yeah.
And you can get all the information there, camping information, ticket information, and everything. So single day pass, all day pass, weekend pass, we've got it all. And hopefully, we'll get it all in, and there'll be a lot of happy people and maybe a few disgruntled that thinks that, that's racing.
Can you tell he's got a passion for it a little bit? He's a Hall of Famer. How about a hand for Doc Riley? Doc, thanks for joining us on the show.
You betcha, my pleasure.
Thanks for coming on.
I just want to say one other thing. Congratulations to everyone so far in their seasons. Best of luck. I mean, when you're winning 5 out of 9 races and an opportunity to win 2 others, you're on to something right there.
Yep.
Great-looking car, great-looking team. But, again, thanks to all you racers out there. Have a great, great season. If you're not doing anything this weekend, head on out to where 90 and 94 divide, and let's go tractor pulling.
Sounds awesome. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate it very much.
Pleasure.
You bet. Thank you for joining us on the show. Hey, it's time to bring up to speed on the world of NASCAR. The Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR Report likes to remind you Interstate Batteries are outrageously dependable and are the #1 replacement battery in North America. Interstate Batteries is a founding sponsor of Joe Gibbs Racing. Visit interstatebatteries.com to find a battery that you need. They make them all at a dealer near you. 2-time NASCAR Xfinity Series champ Dale Earnhardt Jr. won 24 races as a driver on Saturday. He won his first as a crew chief. As the number 88 team he owns for Junior Motorsports with full-time driver Connor Zilisch went to victory lane at Pocono. Junior had help with Steve Letarte on the box with him, and as well as regular crew chief Marty Lindley, I'm guessing via text, if not via headset connection. Those guys did it right, and it was a first oval win for Connor Zilisch for the full-time effort for the road racing phenom Connor Zilisch. Great job by those guys, and actually Junior caught tires on the pit stops as well, the front tires, so it's cool to see that Junior was actually way involved in the process as Marty Lindley got the week off after a loose lug nut violation penalty at Nashville. Zilisch passed his pal Jesse Love late in the race after Love made a move on the lead quarrel between Chase Elliott and defending series champ and past race Roundup show guest Justin Allgaier. Zilisch has set up the winning pass at the line with 4 laps to go to win his first Xfinity Series race on an oval. Love second, Christian Eckes and Elliott in the top 4. Franklin, Wisconsin, Sam Mayer finished 6th. Rhinelander's Parker Retzloff 22nd, 1 spot ahead of Slinger resident Josh Bilicki, all on the lead lap. Lane Riggs won from the pole position on Friday in the NASCAR Truck Series race at Pocono. He led 25 of the race's 80 laps, but Corey Heim was the dominator. Corey Heim coming to the green on a restart had a flat tire and pitted from the lead. That cost him big time. That gave the lead one way to Lane Riggs. The second way, the truck that Lane had to line up next to had a restart violation. Carson Ostervar got the black flag, so that made it a little bit easier for Lane Riggs to win his first race of the season and 3rd on the year. He, of course, won the Milwaukee truck race a couple years ago here. Actually, it was last August, I believe it was. Yeah, last August here at the mile. Ostervar was penalized for restart jump violation, which then handed Riggs the run to the finish line. Neenah, Wisconsin resident Ty Majeski finished 9th and is now 8th in the point standings as the trucks head to Lime Rock, Connecticut this coming Saturday. I'll be there as well with the ARCA on FS1 and NASCAR. I'll be working in the Truck Series pit road for the truck coverage at Lime Rock Road Course in Connecticut. Past show guest Chase Briscoe won his first Cup Series race with Joe Gibbs Racing on Sunday. He had out paddle Pocono all-time winner as far as Denny Hamlin goes. He has 7 wins there. Denny was coming, and Briscoe had to really worry about his gas pedal and his mileage. He left an estimated 2.5 seconds early on his final pit stop. TV commentator Steve Letarte on the Amazon coverage said it's about 3 gallons of fuel short. Somehow, some way, Briscoe made it to the finish ahead of his teammate to win his first race of the year, first race with Joe Gibbs Racing. And it was pretty neat. That was 85 miles, 34 laps from the finish that pit stop happened, and Briscoe brought it home. Hamlin followed in second just ahead of Ryan Blaney and Chris Buescher. This weekend, the Cup and Xfinity Series raced in Atlanta at the newly named Echo Park Speedway. Probably hanging out in Lime Rock, Connecticut for the first time with the ARCA and the Truck Series deal. ARCA did race this past Saturday at Elko Speedway, Minnesota. Congrats to Max Reeves and the Joe Gibbs Racing number 18. The legendary John Forrest returned to Virginia Raceway Park in Richmond for this past weekend's NHRA meet. It was 1 year ago at Richmond that he was hurt, critically hurt. He actually was helicoptered out of the place. The 16-time champ suffered a traumatic brain injury. He was there in support of his team, and he watched both of his guys, or actually 2 of them, only 2, not 4 wide, 2 wide, race for the Wally and the Funny Car final. Jack Beckman finished second with an 0.67. Beckman had an 07 with a 1 at 318 miles an hour. He lost out to Austin Prock, who had an 06 with a 9. Yeah, we're talking milliseconds separating those 2 teammates. In Top Fuel, less than 12 bolts were found secured on the bell housing of Sean Langdon's Kalita Motorsports Top Fuel car in post-race inspection at Richmond. The win was taken away from Langdon and awarded to Justin Ashley, who made the finals for the 5th time in the last 6 races. So big to do there. A DQ in Top Fuel after they went through post-race tech. Less than 12 boats found secured. The team said they were in the belly pan or something other, but they were not on the vehicle where they're supposed to, so they said, we'll take the penalty and move on. I'd like to welcome a couple of guys now to our show that are hanging out. They brought their race cars. They're hanging out with their friends and family. Let's welcome in the show two great racers in the dirt racing world. Let's bring in Colin Skinjaleski and welcome back Joel Crowbridge. Guys, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Joel, you brought the truck down. You brought the car down. And I'm anxious to see what you've been doing lately, because every time I ask you where you've been racing, you said, I went to this track. I tried to go here. I went there last time. You don't decide on Thursday. You decide like on Friday, right, where you want to race? What have you been doing?
This year, there's been a lot of rainouts on Friday.
Okay.
So I've run all the races Wilmot has run.
Okay.
And then some Gravity Park, and then every night up at 141 but one. And then just a weekend out in Iowa in spring. But
okay.
That's about it for bouncing around.
Well, this is also the first time we've had you on the show since you won your championship. Congratulations.
Yeah, I won the points championship at Wilmot. They won IMCA last year, and I wanted to commit to that. So.
And you got to the big dance. You got to the big award ceremony. That's had to be pretty cool.
Yep, we went to Nebraska for the IMCA awards ceremony, and that was pretty neat.
So your modified looks like it has a few laps on it.
Yeah, it's.
I love it. It's race worn, race proven.
Yeah, that body was new this year.
When it comes to going racing, though, how do you decide?
A lot of it right now is with my son.
Okay.
He comes with on Fridays, and my wife works a little later, so kind of go where what works out best, where she can make it to.
Okay.
But like I said, there's been a lot of rainouts Friday, so just been staying home a lot of Fridays.
But then when it comes to Saturday, do you have options, or are you pretty much committed now?
I've been going pretty much to 141 or Wilmot if they run.
Okay. So. All right. And how much do you have to change on that one car that you have to race whatever track you run?
Not too much. Gears, a spring, and not a lot.
Okay. I hear the model of Joel Crowbridge saying, I'm going to be there by myself, or my son's coming, maybe my wife's coming, maybe a friend or two, maybe.
Yeah.
And you go out there and you win your fair share, and you win championships. This has got to be frustrating from other guys, but that's the only way you know how, right?
Yeah. You got to put the work in, but you can do it. So.
And when it comes to racing, you mentioned IMCA sanctioning the cars at Wilmot, sanctioning the modifieds you run. We've had Colin Skinjaleski's car at our show before at the Lynch Road Show at Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln. We're heading back there in September, or maybe it's August. I forget. Check the schedule on the website, please. Let me know. But when it comes to racing, Colin, it's kind of cool. You're now in an IMCA stock car. How much of a difference is that for you changing into that class with a new car this year for you?
A whole lot less power, that's for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a 2-barrel instead of a 4-barrel. A lot less horsepower. Had E85 on the other car.
Okay.
So you made a mistake and you could get back because you have power.
So how much do you have to drive different now?
Just use the brake, really.
Okay.
And don't lift.
So you're actually using the brake to slow down, but your gas is all the way down all the time kind of thing?
Basically, yeah. You just breathe the throttle, and then you just use the brake, and then you get right back on it.
And where you been running?
141.
Okay.
For Rookie of the Year, hopefully.
That's cool. How you been doing so far?
Well, not the best, but it's had some failures in the parts and just some bad luck, and I think it's coming back around because we ran pretty good last week, and looking forward to this week.
Good. What's the biggest difference for you racing against competition you've not raced against a bunch? I know you got to know that Grand National car really good and the competition really good. What's that been like, racing with a track and a car that you're not as familiar with this year?
If you make a mistake, you're getting passed by 2-3 cars.
Okay.
And it's you ain't got the power to keep back up or get back up to them. So you just got to hit your marks and just keep doing it over and over.
And Joel, when it comes to racing and preparation, that's important because I know you work full time. You got to get on that car and roll, man. When you are ready to roll, that car's got to be ready.
Yeah.
How many nights a week are you in the shop helping yourself and others maybe when they give you a ring?
Every night, pretty much. But I mean, I get home and hang out with my kid for a while, and then later at night work on my car. So.
And how much have you helped Colin get acclimated to going faster?
Not too much. We're on opposite ends of the pits at 141, which is like really far away.
Okay. So you kind of maybe watch it on occasion, or you guys talk maybe once a week kind of thing on the phone?
I talked to your dad a little bit and helped him out with some parts that
that's cool.
They were having some issues with that I had some spare stuff.
So Colin, where's your old race car?
Sitting next to the garage.
Where's the other race car you used to race?
Sitting right behind it.
So when you go racing, you have options, or you now just have the one car you're going to race? Are they there as backups?
Nope, just this one. We kind of robbed the parts off the other one.
All right.
That we just built last year, and to put in this.
Who all helps you when you go racing at 141, Colin?
My dad, girlfriend's brother, Curtis. He's not here because he's being lame. But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And who'd you bring with you tonight?
My parents, my girlfriend, her mom, and her brother.
That's cool. And we also want to make sure that we recognize those who help you on your race team. Who sponsors your IMCA Stock Car 141, Colin?
We have Evans Services, George Webb's, 92nd Street, Equipment Depot, PGS Glass, Land and Stone Realty, Marlo Skinchleski, my mom, Summers Automotive, All Life Design, Danny Lynch's, Lincoln Contractors, and Ken Weber Truck Service.
That's quite a few people that are getting behind you. That's pretty cool.
Indeed, couldn't do it without them.
Some of those are local businesses. Some of those, I'm guessing, are like the fact you go to 141. It's kind of neat that you get them to support you when you go racing at Francis Creek.
Yes, it is very far.
When you get out of work, you got to roll, right?
Luckily, it's on Saturday, so we don't really have to rush too much.
10-4. Glad to see that you're racing there. So if you want to see Colin Skinchleski race, he's got the Black 5. It's sitting here in the parking lot. But I encourage you, are you racing this Saturday?
Yep.
Is it every Saturday?
Every Saturday. And then a few weeks, there's, I think it's the King of the Creek, which is the 10,000. I won't be doing that because I got to go out of town for work.
Okay.
So I'll be missing it this year. But hopefully next year we'll get in on that.
That's something special to watch, too. That's that national competition comes to try to race that 10 grand. It's really cool racing. Neat to know that you're in a class that you can compete at wherever you want to race, right?
Yeah, luckily a big move why we went to this competition and can go more places because the other car was down to 2 tracks this year.
Okay.
Because 141 got rid of the Grand Nationals, and then we had the wild idea of getting one of these. So the next week we went to Iowa and picked one up and then rebuilt it, cut the back off, and to the front, just the control arms on the front.
Okay.
All the back is all done.
Wow.
All new.
A lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. But we got it done in the garage, me and my dad.
That's pretty cool. That makes it a little more satisfying, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Colin Skinchleski joining us here, and Joel Crowbridge. You brought your modified here. It's got some sponsors on as well. We want to make sure they get their share in the spotlight. Who's all on your efforts this year, Joel?
I think Marl at Land and Stone Realty, Schley Snow Plowing and Landscaping, SNS Tools, Suggett Lodging, Don's Machine Shop. Tony helps me out a lot there, and NNS Towing, Prime FX Graphics, Bailing Racing Equipment, and Small Man Tools.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Colin had a lot of great people that I've seen on race cars, but it's neat to know your mom's involved. There's others involved. When we talked earlier about getting sponsors on the team, are they people you've gotten to know, or they come up to you in the pits, or are they people that have been, just people you've gotten to know through racing?
A couple have come up to me, and then just others is my dad and my in-laws, and then Schley Landscape. We live in the same town, so he races an IMCA stock car, so we talk a lot.
Yeah, cool.
So.
And you have options to go racing if you had your choice on a Friday night coming up, not racing it Saturday night. Where you want to head? What's the Joel Crowbridge calendar saying? Maybe go or the temperature gauge. Like, hey, maybe we'll go over there. It looks like it's a place nice and warm to go racing.
I might go to Gravity Friday, but we'll see how the weather looks.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll be at 141 Saturday.
All right.
So.
And where can we find you guys on social media to follow along? Because you do race more than once, if you can, a week.
I'm just Joel Crowbridge on
Okay.
Facebook.
Colin, do you have a social presence?
Yeah, just Skinchleski Racing on Facebook, and that's pretty much it.
Sounds cool. Guys, thanks for being on the show. Anybody else you want to thank or recognize, Joel?
No, that should do it.
Okay.
Well, my wife and son.
They're here tonight. Hi, guys.
She's so.
That's cool. They're here celebrating with you. I know you came without them, and they're here to support you, so it's always neat to see that take place. We're hanging out at LD's Barbecue on the corner of Highway 20 and I-43 in East Troy. How about a big hand for our most recent guests on the show? They get the sign that Bob Trader signed right on the backdrop. Colin Skinchleski and Joel Crowbridge. Guys, thanks for being on the show. We're going to come back with the what we're looking forward to, Bill Holland's coverage in the groove this week. You'll see that here in a moment on the Racing Roundup Show live at the Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show at LD's Barbecue. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
For your next purge or project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is Southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground is your destination for relaxation and fun. There's a full-service bar and restaurant with 54 campsites with full hookups, all less than a mile from the beautiful Wolf River. It's where the locals go in Fremont, Wisconsin. It's also home to the Midwest Mower Racing Club. All roads lead to Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground in Fremont, Wisconsin. Visit their Facebook page for live entertainment and lawnmower racing schedules. Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground.
Hey there, this is Leon from LD's Barbecue, open Wednesday through Sunday in East Troy. Not only do we serve your favorites every day, but we also provide catering for graduations, weddings, office parties, and more. Stop in and try our award-winning food, sauces, and rubs. Check us out on Facebook for daily specials, LD's Barbecue in East Troy. Remember, we'll smoke your butt.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our live show at Benson Valley Bourbon Roadshow headquarters tonight. It's LD's Barbecue. I see Donnie Scheffler over there. A special hello and welcome to Donnie Paskewitz. Good to see Donnie in the house tonight. Great to see you guys hanging out with us here at LD's. The bikers are hanging out because it's bike night every Tuesday. Hi, Donnie. Good to see you. I thought I saw you earlier, but then you stood up. Like, hey, that's Donnie. Good to see you, my friend. The band's hanging out over here. Shelly Mack has got it going on. Every Tuesday, all summer long, come on down to LD's Barbecue for bike night. We're hanging out here with a bunch of race cars and racing night as well. We'll be back here one more time later in the summer. Right now, we'd like to thank our friends at Schleifer Auto Body for bringing us this portion of the program. Schleifer Auto Body in sales in Landon has 4 generations of racers that can fix anything you have rolling when it comes to body work and body repair, when it comes to your daily driver, when it comes to fleet of work trucks, when it comes to hanging out with a bunch of racers that get it done right. They work with all insurance companies. Search Schleifer Auto Body on Facebook to find out more about how they can help you get your car, the dings, the faded paint, the new paint you want on it, all set to go at Schleifer Auto Body in Landon. We're now welcoming back to a gentleman who's not missed a show yet this year. Hope he doesn't miss any of them. Let's welcome in Bill Holland back to the show. Hey, Bill, how are you?
Good, Jim. You?
Good. So, when I say you can come from any different destination, East Troy is not that far from you, is it?
It's a good 2 hours plus.
Well, see, it's not that far, really. We're talking about traveling.
Really nice drive. I heard people talking about construction, and they had to reroute on their way here. My drive from the northwest suburbs of
2 hours away, northwest suburbs?
Northwest suburbs of rural Adams County. No construction. Nice drive down.
Shoop, straight down. You're going to love the barbecue here. It's awesome. The band's hanging out with us, and you're hanging out with us tonight, Bill. That means one good thing. You brought along something with you called In the Groove. Where were you this week?
We have highlights from, I thought, 2 really good race nights, 2 very different types of race nights. Red Race and Rich Summers Memorial from Wisconsin International Raceway, and the Midwest Truck Series at Marshfield Motor Speedway on a very hot night. in more ways than one.
It was a Saturday night to watch the Midwest Truck Series at Marshfield, not so long ago on the red race. It's almost time for the white race. It's amazing to know the summer's flying by, and Bill Holland is there to cover it all. Let's check out this week's In the Groove with Bill Holland.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at Wisconsin International Raceway. We're here for the Red Race, the first leg in the 53rd annual Red, White, and Blue State Championship Series. And this night is also the Rich Summers Memorial, honoring the driver who won this championship 50 years ago.
He was Red, White, and Blue champion, and Thursday nights he always ran well when he came here, and a lot of other tracks too. He ran well at Slinger, and he'd run some Artco stuff.
Five-time Red, White, and Blue champ Lowell Bennett raced with Rich Summers early in his stellar career. Now 67, in his 50th year of racing, Bennett's season is off to a strong start.
We've run, 4 races this year. We've been top 5 every night, so, I'm pretty happy with that for my age. But, I'm still looking for the win.
NASCAR Truck Series champ Ty Majeski in the 47 comes into the night defending Red, White, and Blue champion. It's a homecoming for the Seymour native.
Yeah, it is. A lot of friends, family in the stands tonight, and a lot of local sponsors that maybe don't sponsor me anymore, but have supported me in the early years.
You are not seeing double. Casey Johnson, also driving a Chase Motorsports 47 car, is also gunning for a second Red, White, and Blue title. Two-time series champ Bobby Kendall's another strong contender. ASA Midwest Tour star Levon Vandergeest is running the Red, White, and Blue for the first time.
The Red, White, and Blue just seems like it's got the most competition, and it's 4-tire shows. It's just my kind of races, so it just seemed like a good fit.
In qualifying, it's 2023 champion Sawyer Efforts fastest on the half mile.
Good for morale, and this is a three race shootout for points, so guess that puts us in first for now.
In addition to the super late model race, the WIR Pro Late models will hit the half mile for 20 laps in their main event. Back behind the leader, this one breaks loose coming out of turn 4. Watch the 01 car. That's Brian Monday going for a wild ride. The 01 on top of Brady Baldry's 74 car and hard into the front stretch wall. Very glad no one got hurt in this one. Coming to the checkers, it's young gun J.J. Vanderloop out of Freedom leading the way. Nina's Brazen Bennett second in the 9 car. Brazen Bennett's taking his best shot, but at the finish, it's Vanderloop with a big win for the driver they call Big Red.
I love watching racing just as much as the next guy, NASCAR, Formula One, all that stuff. So you can always appreciate a good race like that.
Coming to green for 50 laps in the red race, Michael Anthony in the 50 and Grant Griesbach in the 17 on the front row leading the way. Griesbach won his heat and took the checkers in the Tundra Super Late Model Series opener here back in May. Grant Griesbach out front. Casey Johnson up to second. Contact back in the pack going through the corner, and a big hit for Cody Vanderloop in the 4 car. His night is over early. 5-time Red, White, and Blue champ Lowell Bennett in the 2, and Ty Majeski in the 47 car, both off the pace. Majeski will head to the pits. Grant Griesbach led all the way, with Casey Johnson second, and Chad Butts in the 8, coming through the field to catch the leaders. Last lap, and Griesbach has led from the drop of the green. He'll take the checkers in the Rich Summers Memorial Red Race ahead of Butts in second and Johnson in third.
I think we just had the perfect amount of laps. I felt like I was saving enough at the first half of the race to kind of, when the second half came down to it, I could really give it, and I feel like that 8 with a couple more laps probably would have got us, but I guess it's still good to be lucky sometimes.
At Marshfield Motor Speedway, the Midwest Truck Series is here for the Hub City 50. 6-time series champ James Swans won this race 2 years in a row. Wapaka's Danielle Baines a past winner here also, and she's right at home at Marshfield.
I started racing here when I was 12 in a 4-cylinder, and then my truck debut was here as well when I was 15, so I know this place pretty good. Been here, that'd be 14 years now I've been racing here.
Third-generation driver Colin Ruffner also has a history at Marshfield.
His biggest win came right here.
Yeah, my first super late model race was here, and yeah, I won a Tundra race here, that was the Bev Ashenbrand Memorial, and that was awesome. So be able to come back here with the Midwest Truck Series, big 50-lap event tonight. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Former Wisconsin International Raceway champ Maxwell Schultz is another super late model veteran racing the Truck Series.
This Midwest Truck Tour is a good series, and being able to travel kind of on a budget and a little crew help and stuff like that. So I thought we'd give it a try, and it's our second race out so far, and so far, so good.
WIR Red Race winner Grant Griesbach won 2 of the first 4 Truck Series races this year. He sets fast time in qualifying.
I've never seen the place before today, and I knew a 60 truck would roll off fast, and we've been really good in practice, so kind of took a practice or two to, learn and figure out the track, figure out which line I should run, and I think I got it pretty figured out for qualifying. Hopefully it stays together for 50 laps.
In the sportsman feature, that's Bobby Trzynski Jr. out front in the 51 car. His late father was a longtime late model racer in central Wisconsin. After 16 years as a pro water skier, Trzynski got a late start in driving race cars, but he's coming on fast. Bobby T. Jr. with his first ever feature win.
After the history my dad's had at this track, I don't think he won a track championship, but he won some races here, and to be here doing the same thing means everything.
On the super late model side, Jared DeBoer has been coming on strong in the 2 car. After setting fast time in qualifying, he'll take the checkers for his first feature win of the season.
Really got our tire program figured out, so I think that played a big role tonight with as hot and humid as it was. So besides general setup, I think that's what I got to attribute this one to.
Clay Kurtz in the 23 and Brandon Reichenberger in the 3 lead the truckers to green in the Hub City 50. Reichenberger, the defending Truck Series champion, Kurtz, a former champ in the Mid-Am Series. Behind the leaders, Tyler Noble goes around Grant Griesbach with nowhere to go. The point leader and Golden Sands winner Derek Meyer both collected. It's Clay Kurtz, Eugene Gregorich III, the 97 of James Swan, Nick Van in the 24, Colin Reffner right there, and the 23 goes around. Caution. Gregorich takes responsibility. He goes to the back. Clay Kurtz trying to hold off Swan. And trouble for the 97, 6-time Truck Series champ James Swan into the turn 1 wall. Coming to the checkers, Clay Kurtz will get the job done, holding off Nick Van for his first ever Truck Series win.
This is pretty big for sure. This is pretty big series to get a win in. There's a lot of talent in it. It means a lot for sure. Had to fend off some pretty big names.
Clay Kurtz getting his first feature win in the Midwest Truck Series, and he had to battle to do it. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who makes this program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
How about a big hand for Bill Holland? Thank you, Bill, for following that report. Awesome work, as always. Great to see a first-time winner, too. It's pretty neat to see that Clay Kurtz got it done.
Yeah, it really was. Nice young man. And he may not have had the fastest truck, but he had 50 laps to make a mistake, and he didn't make any.
Got some big races coming up, Bill. I know we're going to feature them here on Bill Holland's In the Groove. If you want to sponsor the Bill Holland In the Groove segment, please drop us an email at racingroundup@gmail.com. Love to have your logo on this and be part of our fun. Bill's going to travel all over the state, and Bill, there's some big races coming. We mentioned the Blue Race at Kaukauna. The Slinger Nationals are only 2 weeks away. That's pavement stuff. Then we're talking about going to Wilmot this coming Tuesday. The World of Outlaws are coming back to Wilmot July 11 and 12. There's a lot of big racing coming up real soon.
There's a lot of big stuff, and I would really encourage everybody, check out what's happening at your local racetrack or the tracks that you're really fond of going to, because there's a lot of big events. There's some really good stuff coming up.
Looking forward to seeing you each and every week here on the show. Bill Holland In the Groove is going to be on this Saturday morning's TV show as well, showcasing the Midwest Truck Series. We're a great supporter of our show, and we want to thank you for being part of it, Bill.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely. There's always. I want to thank everybody for being part of this great program, this broadcast. It's amazing to know that this is put on each week by Dave Schmalizer, Matt Rapina, Greg Lapine, Sam Trado, Dean Strom, Sherry Prock, Bill Holland, Mark Goodman, Bruce Blodgett, Jill Lapine, Faye Hendricks. Those are the people that help us behind the scenes. You get to see me talk way too fast, way too long. But you know what? We have a ball doing this. How about a big hand for all the racers that came here tonight? Thank you to the Gildan Racing Team. Thanks to everybody who came out here. Jeff Storm, John Beal, Dalton Zier, Rod and Tommy Colburn, Quinn McCabe, Brian Peterson, Joel Krobridge, Colin Sinjaleski, Bill Holland, and all a bunch of racers that brought their cool stuff with them. Thank you, Diamond Bill, as well, for bringing the modified. Looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday. We're at Wilmot Raceway. for another Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show. Make sure you join us next Tuesday. Gates open around 5. We'll be on the air already by then, talking to racers. We'll get the racing in at 6 o'clock or so. The show will be early next Tuesday. In 2 weeks' time, we're at the Slinger Nationals. More details on that on our website and on next week's program. Thanks on behalf of everybody here. We're hanging out with you at LD's. How about a big hand for LD's as well? Thank you, Leon. Great time. Bike nights every Tuesday. Until next Tuesday, set your DVR, support your local racing, and have at it, racers.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Remember to tell your friends and watch our 30-minute TV show on Milwaukee's CW18 this Saturday morning at 11:30. Like our show on Facebook, follow and interact with us on X and Instagram at Racing Roundup. Join the racing crowd at our live show and win prizes. For our latest show schedule and to watch all of our shows on demand, visit our website, RacingRoundupShow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, on behalf of our entire crew, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks, set your DVRs, have at it, racers.